Defense asked for a mistrial with prejudice on Wednesday, arguing that the prosecution shouldn't have asked about a video ruled inadmissible in court. This is ABC News. As investigators try to figure out exactly what happened in the deadly surge at a Houston concert, ABC's Jim Ryan says one of the stranger theories is now being dismissed.
Right after the crowd surge and stampede that claimed 8 lives, Houston Police Chief Troy Finner detailed what a security guard had said.
He was reaching over to grab a citizen, and he felt a prick in his neck.
The man said he had been injected with a drug, but then he disappeared. Now, says Chief Finner,
we did locate that security guard. His story is not consistent.
Finner says there's no evidence that anyone was injecting people in the crowd at the Astroworld concert. Jim Ryan, ABC News, Dallas.
The final apartheid president in South Africa, F.W. de Klerk, has died. He shared a Nobel Peace Prize with Nelson Mandela. De Klerk was 85. And YouTube is now hiding dislikes on videos. You can still give a video a thumbs down, but YouTube is going to start hiding the number of dislikes a video gets. Creators will still be able to see them. YouTube says it's an effort to promote more respectful interactions. Rena Roy, ABC News.
Did you know that United Healthcare helps connect you to doctors and therapists with 24/7 access to virtual care?
So I could have therapy from my couch?
Yep.
Or a doctor appointment from my car?
If you wanted to.
Wait, you're right. I don't even like when people see me sing in the car. Couch appointment it is. Virtual visits are just one of the ways United Healthcare helps connect you to better health. Learn more at uhc.com. Plan benefits may vary.
When a nasty cold keeps you up all night, Vicks NyQuil Severe gives you powerful relief from your worst cold and flu symptoms, which changes a night that sounds like this into a night that sounds more like this. Ah, that's better. NyQuil Severe. The nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, sore throat, stuffy head, aching, fever, best sleep with a cold, medicine. Use as directed.
KHOW News Time, 10:03.
Students and teachers in Denver Public Schools will get to go on Thanksgiving break one day ahead of schedule. Superintendent Dr. Alex Marrero says the district will take Friday off, November 19th, in part to give students more time to get their first COVID-19 vaccine shot.
We know that the vaccine is the best action we can take in our efforts to end the pandemic and to keep our schools open. We have also made this decision by simply saying thank you. Thank you to all. Thank you to every member of the DPS family.
This comes as several schools in Metro Denver plan to close this Friday and shift to remote learning because of staffing shortages. The Colorado Court of Appeals is reversing a lower court decision on a Republican challenge to the state's red flag law. A 3-judge panel says 2 GOP
loan ratio in a commercial loan. Instead of doing that, they put their stuff up for sale. Then prices come crashing down. We will have a recession. There's no, because the bank, they don't understand. The government doesn't know how not to have them. They just don't have they don't have the knowledge or the expertise not to. You would think they do, but I swear to God, they don't. And they'll go into a bank that's perfectly healthy, and then they're going to say to the bank, oh, by the way, you have, right now especially, you have too many real estate loans at too high of a value. You've got to reduce your portfolio. That's when people start putting shit up for sale. And just the opposite. The prices are here, but you're going to have such a fucking deal. It's going to be such a deal to buy property in houses.
Yes, with capital G. Here, let's do it. Stupid. C-O-N-N-E-C.
But it would seem to me, don't take this the wrong way. You're a pretty smart guy, but you're not an economist.
Right.
So why is it that?
That's why I probably know what's going to happen better.
Yeah. Why don't you think that's strange? That here's people who are economists, nationally known, and they can't figure out.
Why is it? Well, I lived it, but why do you think?
I heard yes.
Every single time things slow down. The Fed goes into banks and starts clamping down. Here's why. The Fed thinks we need to keep the bank from failing because we don't have enough money to cover it. So here's what they do. So they tell the bank, shed loans. They can't shed residential loans because residential loans are 30-year fixed or 15-year fixed. Commercial loans are not. So they don't renew commercial loans, or they go to the owner under Regulation Z and they say, you've got to pay down your loan. Your values no longer substantiate your loans. When you have a bunch of owners who own real estate and the government's afraid of the bank failing, instead of calling a moratorium and letting things settle down and rates and values go back up, what they do is force values down by telling people you got to pay your loans down because they're panicking. And then everyone sells their real estate and prices crash. I'm telling you, it's unavoidable because they don't have money to cover the banks. They'd rather have a real estate recession than a run on banks. Well, you watch what happens. I hope it doesn't happen. I hope they're voted out before that can happen.
So the question becomes, how deep is it going to be?
The
question becomes, how deep is it going to be?
The higher it goes, which is now, the worse it is. People are paying such inflated prices.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255, here to help you solve problems, answer questions, and to take complaints. That's what we do each and every day. Can you believe I'm so happy from taking complaints? Only if we can help. Of course, when I can't help, it just pisses me off. We try to help every way we can. All you have to do is call 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Got a special guest today, Ted Rowland. I've known Ted more than 30 years. K&H Home Solutions. Do you remember what year you took over that company from Henry, the owner? The founder? You're the owner. Who's the original founder?
Yeah.
What year did you take that over?
1995.
Wow, so we've known each other a long time.
Yeah.
Because I was there when you took over.
Yeah, I don't know if my memory goes back that far.
Yeah, and you said, hey, we're taking over. This is what we'd like to do. And I'm thinking, who's this youngster?
That's right. You were a youngster, too, back then.
So anyway, welcome to the show. We'll talk about that, khwindows.com, but the name now, K&H Home Solutions, because they expanded their product line. God, I've been with them for so long. Anyway, Albertus wants to talk about his Thanksgiving coming up, but Richard has a scam call he wants to warn us about. Hey, Richard, talk to us about the scam. What's happening? What's happening?
Okay. I got a call about a month ago for the same deal. They're saying they're a collection agency and that I owe $400 from a U.S. Diagnostics lab. And so I did a little research, and, I actually this was back in 2018 when it took place. And I actually did have some blood work done, but not by them at that time. So I thought, well, maybe they're real.
What kind of work did you have done back then?
Blood work. Well, they thought I had blood factor 13 deficiency, and they were testing to see if I had it.
So you had some lab work. You had lab work done.
Yes.
Okay.
And so then, so I asked him, I said, I've never gotten a bill or anything from you guys. And that's, a long time ago. And they said, well, he gave me my address. It was the correct address. And I said, still, send me something. I'll be glad to pay it. I pay all my bills.
Good.
But they refused to send me anything, and they won't. I asked them, well, what's the name of the collection? I can't tell you that, but we'll be glad to send you a receipt after you pay us the $400.
What a jerk! What a jerk! Hey, listen, man. Hey, listen.
I'm listening.
They have to give you information, Richard. That's the bottom line.
That's what I thought.
I mean, now, obviously, if you want to pay it, you have a right to ask when, where, how, why, and make sure they have authority to collect. What's likely happening here is you're being ghosted. Do you know what that means? That means they go into old files, and here's the nasty, dirty part of it. They go into old files, and they look at bills that aren't too big and aren't too small. Well, too small doesn't matter. Aren't too big, where they think they have a pretty good chance of scaring people into paying it a second time. And they also calculate the time, figuring you won't have proof of payment. So that is called ghosting. What I say to people is this: if I owe the money, give me the documentation, I'll pay it. If you don't send me documentation, sue me, and I'll get it in court. That's it. That's all you can do.
That's exactly what I said, Tom. And
Bravo.
the guy said, okay, we're going to report you to all 3 credit agencies.
Good.
And it's
Good.
going to go up and blah,
Good.
blah, blah. You know, I was trying to scare me.
That's right. That's called credit blackmail, too, and there's something you can do about that. But thank you. I appreciate you warning us about that. Ghosting so many people. What they do is they pay to get them off their back, especially if they're closing on a house. This might come up. So you're closing on a house. All of a sudden this shows up and you think, oh, my God, this is going to get in the way of the loan. I may as well pay $300 or $400 to buy my house. That's when they get you. They get you when you're doing something. Look, out of curiosity, Richard, were you about to buy a car or a house or anything? What was going on? What was going on?
What, now?
No, yeah. Before you got that scam call, what was going on in your life? You weren't refining. You weren't refining. You weren't getting a credit card. You weren't doing anything that required credit.
No, I'm actually debt free and everything else.
Okay, they just happen to. Okay, they contact you out of the blue. Listen to something really nasty and dirty. They used to go through and find Hispanic names or what they perceive to be minority names and ghost them, thinking that they don't keep records and we can scare them. Now, not only did they do that, but when they took them to court, they wouldn't really serve them. It was called gutter service. They would, say they served people, again, knowing that they lack credibility in their minds. They lack credibility because they're minorities. They would then go to court and say, Your Honor, he never showed up. Get a default judgment. And here's the nasty thing about a default judgment. If you don't know it's there, you can't refute it. So if you don't go out for credit in 6 months to a year and then find out about a default judgment, because it was there for 6 months or a year, it stands if you did not refute it. But in the first 6 months, you can get it removed if you can prove it wasn't real or you weren't served. This is the nasty underbelly of collection. Yeah. I want to talk to Albertus right now because we are, and I say we, he is truly working his ass off getting turkeys and food for people for his annual giveaway of food boxes. I join him to give it away. I help him raise a little. But really, Albertus and his Simmons Foundation, FYC.org is where you can donate money. I have some donors that are going to be dropping off checks too. So, Albertus, can you bring us up to speed, sir?
Yeah, Tom, I can. We in the midst of Monday, my brother passed, and so it's been difficult.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you wanted to talk about it, Albertus, and I know you sound down. I wasn't going to bring it up unless you did, but let's just do that right now. Was this sudden?
No, it wasn't sudden. He had CB. So you can't breathe that condition. CBO something.
Oh, COPD. COPD.
Yeah, COPD. Yes.
Yeah.
And he passed, and I had a chance to spend some time with him Sunday night when I wasn't even going to go by there until the next day. But that's how God works, and I was able to go by there and spend some time. So I'm thankful. But we have to move on, and I'm doing that. Tom, I've secured 200 turkeys so far out of the 500 that we're trying to get. So we're still a little ways away, and the people are going to come out like they did before. And of course, we ran out of food and turkeys and gift cards last year, Tom, as you well know.
Yes.
So this time, we're going to go at our, we're going to go at our goal. I've got some commitments, and some of them have fell through, and some of them, have not. So.
Yeah, Albertus, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell people how they can donate. They can contact me, help@troubleshooter.com. I'll deliver the checks to you. Or they can get to you through your foundation, Simmons Foundation, FYC. That stands for Youth Change, Simmons Foundation, FYC.org. And donate. And we're going to be out there at East High School from noon to 3, November 20th. And we certainly appreciate what you're doing. And last year, what did we feed, like 500 families or something like that?
We had 500 families. We had to turn the rest away. Remember, Tom, we had to tell them we didn't have it. We had to shut it down.
Yeah.
And I was thankful for that. I mean, not for the fact we had to shut it down, but the fact that we were able to feed that many families. I mean, we had the Colorado Rockies out there. Raymond's Law was out there. We had a lot of folks. Your folks came out and supported and gave us their money and their time. So, we're appreciative. And I'm very humble, man. I really am. I just wanted to say, on the air that nothing trumps death. It just doesn't. I mean, all the stuff that, all the politics and all the stuff against police brutality and racism, all that stuff that I do, okay, I get that. But at the end of the day, life is what's more important than family. So I just wanted to say that.
Albertus, my sympathies to you and your family. And let's do it. Let's collect food so we can give it away November 20th, East High School from noon to 3. Any money will go directly to the cause to buy turkeys and non-perishables we're giving away that day. And so many families show up. We love doing it. That's Simmons Foundation, FYC. Those initials stand for For Youth Change, For Youth Change. So it's Simmons Foundation, FYC.org.
Retirement is the big...
Talk about real CBD when I opened. Do you recall, Talib, did I talk about real CBD when I opened the shop?
I did not hear you talk about real CBD.
Okay, I got 2 spots for you.
Let's talk about one of the finest companies I know, waterpros.net. And let me tell you why I love them so much. Free water test. And this is a real water test, by the way, to tell the condition of your water, the hardness, the purity, without the fear, without lies. They tell you the truth. Here's the great news. If you need maybe a water filtration system to drink water out of your faucet in the kitchen, you want a special little spigot there for pure water, never buy bottled water, under $1,000 fully installed, a triple filter reverse osmosis, the best in the business for the lowest price, or a whole house softening system for better laundry, better pipes, better plumbing, better health, under $2,000. That's waterpros.net. You'll never find better prices. Waterpros.net, 303-862-5554. Speaking of prices, you can get a price on the phone for your countertops, whether it be granite, quartz, marble, or any other surface. That's theartofgranite.com. Don't let the name fool you. Theartofgranite.com is the art of everything countertops, and you get prices on the phone, and here's how he does it. First of all the materials are passed along to you at wholesale. You're charged for fabrication and installation only, not the tear out and haul away. That's free. The bathroom's free when you do the kitchen. Call for your price. Mitch Fleury and his team. They serve the entire Front Range and mountain communities. Theartofgranite.com, 303-386-5919.
Boy, Alberta sounded down. That's terrible.
Well, it was pretty major.
I missed the issue. What was up with Alec? I missed the issue. What was up with Alec? He was sounding so low.
His brother died.
Oh, damn. Oh, I got a holiday. I did not know that. Ooh. Did not know that.
So they removed the security at the front door now, huh?
Only because they're locking down this floor, so this is going to be an open building for people who rent here.
Okay.
And then when they get to this floor, they go to the lobby of this floor to be led wherever they need to be.
It's fucking quiet in here.
Hi, Tom Martino here, realcbdthatworks.com, and it does work. I used some last night for sleeping. It was wonderful. You can get gel caps and chewables and drops and oils, whatever you need, at realcbdthatworks.com. That's the website, realcbdthatworks.com. Great Christmas gifts. You can put Tom in the promo code to get 30% off, realcbdthatworks.com. Welcome. Okay, listen. We have so much going on, but it is a season a lot of people buy stuff, especially electronics. I'm not sure how supplies are going to be at retailers, but I will tell you this. There's nothing worse than buying something that's not supported or turns out to be a flop. So, have you ever purchased anything that turned out to be a flop? Let us know. I'd like to know your biggest boners when buying. How's that for alliteration? Biggest buyer boners. I want to know the mistakes you made buying stuff. What was the worst thing you ever bought? You know, I am an early adopter of a lot of things. I remember I had a cell phone I slung across my shoulder and carried in a bag. That was even before the brick. I had a bag phone. Oh, man, was I cool. You remember those days of phones where every time you talked, you had to tell them you were on your mobile phone? You couldn't just talk. Yeah, I'm on my phone, Village Inn. Remember that? It was like, I remember people would say, yeah, I'm on my phone. And you have to tell them your mobile phone, right? But I even had a mobile phone before the bag phone. I had a mobile phone before any of you's. I had a mobile phone in my car where you had to take the mic or the handset and key it. That would get you a dial tone. Then you would you would dial the number, and it would go. But you only had a certain amount of time to talk, and you had to push to talk on your handset, even though it was a handset. But you called them on a phone through your car. What would happen is you'd get a carrier. They would feed you dial tone. You'd dial through the carrier. That would connect the call. You were on a radio, really, that looked like a phone. It had a handset, but it really wasn't duplex. You had to use the button. That puts you through to a phone system that dialed out for you. And that was called a car phone, because you couldn't take it out of the car. That was in the Wayback Machine there.
How expensive were those calls?
The calls, as I don't remember, Ted, I wish I remembered. I remember them being a certain amount of minutes for a certain amount of dollars, and then you had to pay for extra. But it was expensive. The bag phone was expensive, got expensive if you talked a lot. And then, of course, we had no data. Does anyone remember a flop they ever bought? And speaking of supplies and all that, we're talking about in general. Ted, what's hard to get right now in your industry? You do, of course, everything on the outside of a house, basically, don't you really? The roofing, the gutters, the siding, the windows, the doors.
Correct.
What else? That's it, really, right?
That's really it, yeah.
What is the hardest thing to get of all those?
You know, right now, Windows seem to be the most difficult of all that, and entry doors.
To get or to not? You mean to? But you can get them. They're just delayed a little.
We can get them. It's long lead times. You know, we just tell people up front that you got to be patient. And
so, are you giving special incentive? Well, this month you got 40% off. That's pretty damn special. Holy crap!
Right. Well, we were going to also add an extra 5% for between now and Thanksgiving for your callers.
45? Are you kidding me? 45%?
Yep.
Okay, so hold on now. I don't have to have them done, obviously. Just make the appointment.
Right.
And then if I secure a contract during the appointment, I get 45% off?
Yep.
Whoa. Okay. By the way, that's 303-421-7100, khwindows.com. Hold on, I got to take some calls. If you have any questions for Ted, give us a call. And I want to know about electronic flops. The one who comes up with the best electronic flop, I will give you a present. And I'm telling you what it is. John, this is serious, man. What's going on, bro? Am I reading this correctly? You're a veteran. Today's Veterans Day.
Yeah, I wish it was happy.
What's going on?
Tom, I've had 3 heart attacks, and I'm on oxygen, and they deliver once a week. And it's going on 3 weeks since they've come out, and I have called them repeatedly. Tom, they have those machines that make you hang on, and I've burned out my battery on my phone.
John. Hold on, John. Wait. John, are you out of oxygen?
I'm on my concentrator. I don't have any oxygen. They haven't come. And
how do they normally supply it? They normally come out. Hold on, John. How often do they come out to your house?
Every Wednesday.
But they haven't been there in 3 weeks.
Going on 3 weeks. Next Wednesday will be 3 weeks total.
Who's the supplier?
Who's your supplier?
It's Summit Respiratory.
Okay, and what do they say? What does Summit say?
They don't answer the phone. I can't talk to anybody. It's ridiculous.
All right, Deputy Doc is going to get him. Deputy Doc is all over this, man. He's all over this. Now, what do they do usually? They come out on a Wednesday and they put a large tank in your home?
They put in 2 large tanks in my home.
2 large tanks. Normally, he gets 2 large tanks of oxygen every week.
Every week.
And tell me what the concentrator does not do, just so I know. Or Deputy Doc, maybe you can explain that. What is the concentrator creates oxygen or what? What is it actually?
The concentrator is a large device.
What does it do?
That takes oxygen
from the air
and delivers you pure oxygen out of a tube. The problem with the concentrator is it's a large device and it's not portable. What he
well, do you have a tube though you can walk around the house?
Well, it depends. I had a 50-foot tube, so you can walk around the house. So he's not going to die from lack of oxygen. But the way it usually works is
hold on. I want to hear how it works. Go ahead.
You give them, like with me, I give them X number of tubes, tanks a week, and they replace it.
Now, why are if you have a concentrator, why do you need a tank?
Well, because you want to go outside.
Oh, the tanks are for him to get out.
Portable tanks.
No.
No?
No, it's not that at all.
What is it?
If there's a power outage, what do I do? I have nothing.
Oh, my God, you're right. You're right. But it's also for portability if you needed it. Don't you have a small one you can take with you?
I don't have anything small.
How do you normally get out, though, when you want to get out, John?
Well, if I wanted to get out, I have a portable device that offloads from one of the large tanks.
From one of the large. I get it. You fill up your small tank from the large tank. And also, if there's a power interruption. John, hold on. Deputy Doc is on this. We're going to be on the case. Hang on.
This is bullshit. When they dropped off my portable concentrator, they gave, in my garage, I have a huge tank that's good for 24 to 36 hours, just in case there's a power outage. So I'll call these guys and
So do the concentrators have a battery backup on them?
No, the concentrators don't. But they give you a tank that has a 36-hour oxygen supply in case there is a power outage.
So you should have that.
The concentrator my mother-in-law has is about the size of that damn trash can.
Yeah, but it's really heavy.
Yeah, and
you
it
can't walk
sits
around
in the
with it.
corner. She's got a
tube
on it, and if you step on the tube, and it's got a fucking water filter in it. If you knock that water filter over accidentally, the water goes up.
Okay, guys, thank you. I just got a quick one here.
It's 50. With your
We are so lucky.
Where we have to worry about heat. If your furnace isn't in top-notch shape, please call Fix It 24/7. They have new systems, even with this shortage right now. New systems as little as $77 a month. But here's what I'm going to tell you: for $39, they guarantee they'll go through your system and practically refurbish it unless there's a serious problem. For $39, they give you a no breakdown guarantee. They'll go through each and every system. They'll take out the blower motor fins and clean them. They'll take out the everything they can. They take it apart to the extent they can to make it perfect. And that's fixmyhome.com. Fix It 24/7. Just $39 for people who haven't had it done yet. Why don't you call them? And that's 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939. Right now, investments are never a sure thing unless it's become the banker. There is a sure, guaranteed, in writing, 4% non-tax or tax-deferred interest and a 1% dividend. And by the way, it can all be tax-free if you follow the program, becomethebanker.org. Please find out more about it. It's a solid investment. No spooky stuff here, okay? This is the real deal. Becomethebanker.org for guaranteed returns and a good retirement plan. That's becomethebanker.org.
Are you curious when you should take Social Security? This is Kurt Cambier. Visit my website now for your free Social Security analysis at kurtcambier.com. That's Kurt with a K, CAMBIER.com. Kurt with a K, Cambier.com.
Securities offered through Cambridge Investment Research, Inc., a broker-dealer, member of FINRA SIPC. Investment advisor representative, Cambridge Investment Research Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor. Cambridge and Centennial Capital Partners are not affiliated.
Seeking a senior manager, organizational effectiveness for Loveland, Colorado agricultural supplier to implement people development, leadership, and performance management initiatives. Requires bachelor's in human resources, organizational leadership, business administration, geography, or related field, and 6 years progressive post-bachelor's experience in human resources, performance management, and/or training and development related positions. Maintaining and utilizing talent management systems. Developing and maintaining tools to measure development and training initiative impact and effectiveness. Collaborating with business leadership to design, develop, and execute corporate training programs, utilizing performance analytics to evaluate trends and status of talent development and return on investment, collecting, maintaining, and reporting on employee performance and training data using learning management systems, delivering corporate training programs in classroom, virtual, and on-the-job formats, evaluating external training products and making recommendations to business leadership, evaluating people development programming and developing curriculum and strategies to address gaps, implementing a global learning content management strategy within and across a multinational integrated agribusiness, developing and implementing global organizational culture alignment strategies, leading staff and/or consultants, acting as part of a centralized center of excellence for a multinational integrated agribusiness to support manufacturing, agricultural, retail, and corporate operations. Must also have completed a certificate in adult education. Up to 20% U.S. travel and 1 international trip per year required. Mail resume to Kimberly Raimondi, Agrium U.S. Incorporated, 3005 Rocky Mountain Avenue, Loveland, Colorado, 80538.
The most expensive time of the year, with card balances climbing and gifts that are making your cash disappear. It's the most expensive time of the year.
This is Brent Ivinson with Ideal Home Loans. Credit card balances won't be the only thing going up in the new year. Rates will rise as well. Don't miss out on your chance to save. 303-867-7000 or online, idealhomeloans.com.
It's the most expensive time of the year.
One of the best things about my radio show is having experts to call on from my referral list to help callers with problems. Hello, I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino. You know the expert I call for roofing advice is Excel Roofing, the first roofer on referralist.com 25 years ago. I know I can rely on Excel's advice when listeners call with roof problems. When I needed a new roof, I used Excel. You should too. In business since 1993, with more than 36,000 satisfied customers. Excel is your insurance claims specialist. If you think you have roof damage, call Excel first. Excel also has a full-service repair department. They can help you with any roof problem. And get this, most roofers ask for money up front, and that's where most problems start, especially when they don't show up or do bad work. But at Excel, you don't pay a cent until you're content. 303-761-6400. 761-6400 or excelroofing.com.
The Sharpest Rides in Englewood wants to keep you safe and worry-free during these times, which is why they are making car buying easier than ever right from your home. You can pick out your car right from the Sharpest Rides website, get credit approved, financed, and they will literally drive your new car right to your front door. It's that easy. The Sharpest Rides is the #1 internet car dealer in Colorado, and you can shop over 1,000 cars, trucks, and SUVs today at thesharpestrides.com. They have cars under $10,000 and even 2020 models, so get shopping today at thesharpestrides.com.
Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Frank Duran, the real estate man, by the way, will give you free market valuations of your home for the asking. It'll be a detailed report, including photos and measurements and comparables. He wants to tell you what your house will sell in this market based on the current conditions, based on his 27 years of experience. It's very detailed. It's great. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. There is no obligation to list your home. It's just to give you the information you need. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. All right, let's talk. Marcy, what's going on with you? How can we help you, Marcy?
Hi, Tom. I am looking for your opinion here. I have been researching insulation for my mother's home, which is a ranch home, 1960. She has issues with heat and cool, so both seasons. And I've had 2 insulation companies come out, and I'm trying to get a sense of if regular fiberglass insulation is the better way to go or spray foam. I think she'd probably be in the home for the next 5 to 10 years.
Marcy, the retro foam, if you're talking about retro foam or whatever, the foam, if it's done right, is excellent. It's an excellent product. Ted, you have a comment on that? Now, the blown-in insulation, cellulose, isn't bad if they do it correctly. Okay, so both of them need to be done correctly, but if they're both done correctly, I would go with the foam. Ted?
Yeah, I agree with you. And cellulose and fiberglass are 2 different products. I think cellulose is probably an improvement over fiberglass. But
if you're going to be blown in, it would be cellulose.
But the foam, for everything I've seen.
Oh my God, they do a great job. And who was the one we had on the referral list? Retro Foam, was it? Are they still on? Yeah.
Yeah, Retro Foam, and both of the folks on your referral list were out, and both of them were great. I'm trying to get a sense of.
They both are good. They both are. You know Mark, the one woman that runs that one insulating, she does such a great job.
Oh, she knows more about insulation than anybody.
And so it sounds like for the price difference, I mean, it was pretty different.
Okay, so how different, Marcy? Let's talk about that. How different?
So spray foam was about $8,200, and the attic insulation was $2,100.
When you say attic, you mean blown in?
Yeah, exactly. So they said right now she has 3 inches of insulation and needs to get up to 20.
But are they going to do the walls too?
No, just the attic.
Oh, so you're talking about just the attic right now?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Well, they don't do foam in an attic, so I don't know what Retro Foam quoted you on. I doubt it was just the attic for 80.
Nominal closed.
What's that?
Spray foam to roof. It says spray 3 inches nominal closed cell spray foam to roof deck and gables of attic. 8,203.
Okay, you're telling me $8,000 for the foam just for the attic?
Yes.
That sounds a little. Is this a big home?
Oh no, it's like 1,200 square foot.
And then how much was the blown-in cellulose?
2,163.
Was it cellulose?
It's that word isn't on here. It just says blown 17 inches nominally fiberglass to add it.
Okay.
Total to 20.
Okay. Well, if she's only going to be there a few years, how are the walls in that house?
Well, they wouldn't be great, but in the main room, there's a big picture window which has been replaced. And so the gentleman said that it wouldn't be ideal to do insulation in that wall anyway. And then the one bedroom actually does stay warm. It's really just 3 areas in the home that really are cold or hot year round.
Okay. So, Marcy,
So that was why I was struggling with it.
that's why, well, there's nothing to struggle about for that price difference, for the amount of time she's going to be in the home. I wouldn't invest too much money. That's my own deal. Ted, with windows, that's always a balance, right? How long people are going to stay in a house?
Yeah. It's always on any improvement.
But you don't really have good, better, best, do you? You just have the great window. I mean, do you have a lower price if someone wanted to get down and dirty? I don't mean to say bad window, but do you have a lower one?
We do have a lower priced window. They're still, made by Soft Light.
Oh, okay.
Made by, Provia, we only handle one of their products or 2 of their products.
But you do have some price variations for like maybe a fix and flip where somebody's going to be in a house 3 or 4 years or 5 years or...
Right. What we don't have is the really cheap...
No, you don't have builder grade. I know that. You don't have really cheap stuff. All right, Todd, what's going on with you, Todd? Welcome. What's happening?
Hey, so Tom, thanks for taking the call.
Yes, sir.
Back in July, my wife and I were hosting a party, and she wanted to get the windows cleaned. So she looked on our next door, and everybody had recommended this person, Charity Donnelly at Pane in the Glass. So they came out.
Oh, my God. I've heard about them. They're bad.
Yeah, tell me about it. They did a nice job on the cleaning, but so afterwards, Charity called to get the credit card from my wife. And so she was having some difficulty running it. And then she finally said, oh, wait, that went through. We're like, all right, cool. So over the next few days, I get alerts on my credit card. And alerts started popping saying Pane in the Glass. And it was basically $400 a pop. And a total of 6 hit the credit card. I called the credit card company right away and said, hey, this is what happened. They came and did a single service. These other 5 charges are bogus. Can we put a stop on this? And they said, okay, we'll put it into dispute. So we thought, no big deal. So they had sent some paperwork to us for us to
Hold on now. Who was the one that ran that 6 times?
Pain in the ass. Charity. Yeah.
Okay, then they're the ones that got paid on it.
Well, yeah, exactly. So I put the hold or the stop. I filled out the paperwork explaining it. We called Charity and told her, hey, you've got a problem here. You've run our card.
And Charity is with Pane.
Charity is the owner of Pane in the Glass.
Okay.
And so she said, oh, my God, I'm so sorry. We'll get this taken care of. And we're like, all right, cool. So I figured as long as I had the hold on my credit card or the stop payment, that it wouldn't be a big deal. And then about a month and a half later, we see the charges show up on the card again. So this is after I had sent in all the paperwork to dispute it. I called Charity again, and we said, hey, you've got to resolve this. They're saying that Square, her merchant processor, says they're all legitimate individual charges for 6 different services. And I explained it again, what was going on, and I said, this can't be right. And I said, how do you guys...
Do you have an invoice showing what they were going to charge?
Yeah, we do.
Oh, well, they can't win this. They can't win this, so what is she going to do about it?
Right now, we filed in small claims.
Well, of course, you're going to win. I mean, why would this jerk make you go to small claims court?
Well, we are also trying to figure out how come we can't communicate with Square. Because between Chase and
It's
Square,
not your problem to communicate with them. All you should do is call Charity, Pane in the Glass. She should refund the money. It's that simple.
Well, she's not refunding it.
Here's the deal.
Why is she not Why is she not refunding it? I need to know her reason for it.
She didn't get the payment 6 times. She's claiming she only received 1.
Okay.
And this is where we're having a problem because how do we deal with her merchant services, Square?
She has to.
Right, but she won't. She's refusing. She's not helping in any way. So I'm asking my credit card company, what do I do? You know, so we went ahead and filed a case for the $2,400 minus the first charge.
Who are you suing? Are you suing her, Payne in the glass?
Now we're small claims for her, but the Arapahoe County Sheriff, I don't think they're having any success serving her the paperwork. So we're still out $2,400 with really no recourse. And I'm saying to my credit card company, Chase, how can you guys let this happen?
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I don't understand how Chase isn't.
Why is your card not disputing it?
They did, but then Square came back and said all 6 charges are legitimate.
But they're
and
not.
My card company, I know. And my card company is saying there's nothing we can do for you. These charges are valid.
Here's the deal.
And I'm like,
it's the one who put it through that counts, not Square. And I say Payne in the glass is the one that put it through. Do you have a phone number for Charity?
Yeah, I do. You want to call her?
Yeah, hold on. I want to get Deputy Smarty Pants maybe on it. Let's call him and say, why the hell? Listen, if they say, well, we didn't get paid that many times, no, but you're the one dealing with your credit card processor. You're the one that has the power to withdraw the payments.
Folks are the oxygen people. Let me know when you want to follow up.
Yikes, does this just come in?
What? What, Mark?
Oh, it's a podcast of October 28th. I'll send it to you. It's not a big deal. I thought it just came in, but it's related to a podcast on October 28th. What about you? I wish I knew what happened on the 28th. Who cares? It's funny though.
After 40 some odd years, I don't give a shit. I do what I can, when I can, how I can, the best I can. So that's what I do.
Fuck 'em. That's basically what you're saying.
No.
Is that what Popeye used to say?
Fuck 'em.
I am what I am, and I am something like that, and then he used to drink the.
I am what I am, and that's all what
Okay,
I
guys.
That's right.
Colorado Pain Care Sport and Spine. That's the official name because they take care of all kinds of sports injuries, spine injuries, but they do more. They've gotten me out of pain. I am so grateful to them. I had acute pain. You know, I had chronic pain, both. You know, the chronic pain, long-term pain. They got me out of it, really. Trigger point injection, then physical therapy, and then some a deeper therapy, a guided injection into the facet joint. Then of course, the other pain was temporary. But they know what to do. That's the point. ColoradoPainCare.com, 303-GOT-PAIN. Don't live in pain. That's my message to you. They take all major insurance, 303-GOT-PAIN. Same-day appointments, 303-GOT-PAIN. And speaking of pains, how about pain in the butt or pain in the car? Sheridan Auto Tech for that. You know those stubborn electrical problems? Sheridan has an entire electrical division. Listen, Sheridan Auto Tech has everything you want in a repair shop. They have honesty, experience, knowledge, convenience, and value. And 2 locations in Colfax, on Colfax and Lakewood, on Havana and Aurora. Call for details, 303-455-7242, 455-7242, SheridanAutotech.com.
Do roller coaster stock markets make you nervous? With such frequent ups.
Okie dokie, dookie, dookie, dookie.
Call Nick at Renew Homes and see if he wants to give an extra special discount for veterans for today. It's Veterans Day.
I don't know if you know this Linda Gardner woman who advertises, but she sounds like she's like a 4'2", 70-year-old little grandmother, doesn't she?
What company is it?
What?
What company is it?
She's with Blue Heron Capital or some kind of investment firm. But she just sounds like, I mean, she could be
6'3".
Yeah, I mean, not saying anything about it at all. She just sounds like she's a little old grandmotherly type.
Did you say something, Tom? I heard you.
Can you ask Nick at Renew Home Innovations? Today is Veterans Day. He has special discounts for veterans. Does he want to goose it or something for today?
Okay.
Holy shit, I got a lot to do. Uh-oh, sniffles. COVID in the room.
Yeah, right.
They finally broke through that vaccine.
I was exposed 6 times before the vaccine.
The vaccine might make it easier to get, for all you know.
Do you think so?
I don't think so. That'd be some fucked up shit right there.
Well,
Oh, did you know this? If you get COVID, right now, if you get it, there's 50 locations in the state that if you get there within 7 days, they'll give you antibody treatment for free. Did you know that?
Saving money has never.
How does no one know that?
But what more can you do?
Just now.
How does no one know that when it's in every state? Why don't they advertise it on TV? Why do they hate it so much? Why do they have it?
Because they don't want people to get the impression that they can get these treatment. I swear to God, they don't.
And why
don't they talk about vitamin D, quercetins?
Why not just go get the antibody treatment? If you're anti-vax, why not just go get the antibodies?
Well, they have to know better.
Community convalescent serum?
Yeah, why not just go get that?
They have to know about it.
What do you mean know about it?
Well, they have to know where to go.
No, but when you go there, they test you instantly. If you don't have it, they won't give you the antibodies.
Okay, good.
Well, no, why is that good? For people that don't want the vax, why not just go give them the antibodies?
Because it can hurt you.
Because there's chips inside there that the government can follow you with.
Oh, shut up, Doc.
That's what people think.
No.
Am I right?
Yeah, no, what Mark is saying is, what Mark is kidding. What Mark is saying is, why don't they get the antibodies as a preventative? Because if you don't have it, the antibodies will hurt you.
That's not what anything I'm reading says about it.
No, tell me that's not true.
Well, that's what they were telling us. That's why they did it. Suze, you said they test you before giving you the antibodies. Why? Why did you say that? You said because if you don't have COVID, it can hurt you. Did you say that to me in their other room?
I'm Tom Martino. Hey, waterpros.net. Remember that name, and you will never find a better water system for your whole house or for your kitchen sink for drinking for lower prices. At the kitchen sink, under $1,000. For a whole house system, under $2,000. And honest, free water testing. Waterpros.net. In fact, if you already have a system, they'll check out your whole system and give you a full service for just $29. 303-862-5554. 862-5554. Waterpros.net. Let's talk. Let's talk. What's going on? We're trying to help everyone we can. I'm going in the order you've been waiting here. Debbie, what's going on, Debbie?
Oh, hi, Tom.
Hi, Debbie.
Hi.
What's going on?
Yeah. Having a problem. Some kid hit my car on September 30th, having a problem with his insurance company.
Okay. Where was your car hit? Were you driving?
Right in front of my house.
It was parked?
Yes.
Whose is insurance, Debbie?
Safeway Auto.
Safeco or Safeway?
No, Safeway Auto.
Huh. Okay. I wonder if they're better than King Soopers. Now, I've never heard of Safeway Auto, but okay. So anyway, tell me what's going on. How much damage to your car?
Well, I guess they totaled it.
What? What did the guy do? Slam into it at a high speed?
Well, there's a stop sign right at the end of our street, like 5 houses down. Okay, so it was 7:30 in the morning. He hit my sister's brand new car. Her car flew into mine, and they were both totaled.
Okay, now, hold on. Is she getting anywhere? Is she getting anywhere?
Yeah, she's got a new car now.
Okay, but they're not dealing with you.
Yeah, because they told me he only had $25,000, whatever, for his insurance.
Wait a minute.
And so, yeah.
Wait a minute. They gave the 25 to your sister, so you get nothing?
I got nothing. And
well,
my car is still sitting there.
Hold on. How old is your car?
Well, it was a great car. 2002 Saturn.
So you didn't have any coverage on it for underinsured or uninsured, did you?
Oh, geez, me.
Property damage, I mean.
I don't know.
Oh, man, this is crazy.
You know, usually
so crazy.
they do some kind of a split in those circumstances. I don't know why she didn't get anything.
I got nothing in my car.
Unless they're saying
car.
that your car was secondary.
Right.
Well, yeah, will your sister's insurance take care of yours?
I don't know. That's why I wanted
you
to
should
call and ask you what I should do.
Well, let's ask Compass. Hold on. Suze, can we get Compass insurance? This is a good question. I wonder if that other party, if she could go after her sister's insurance.
So the accident Suzanne and I were in a while back, and we got T-boned. The car was destroyed. But she hit our car, then she barreled into another woman's car. And she only had $100,000, and I'll tell you how that happened after the break.
All right, let's talk about it. Limited liability. We also have K&H Home Solutions with us, khwindows.com. 45% off your project. Find out more at 303-421-7100. That's 45%. We'll talk to Ted about that as to what that entails coming up.
Let's talk about American restoration, and I hope that name gets seared into your brain.
I got something in my car in the bridge to show you. I sort of stumbled on when remodeling my house.
Okay.
Get a kick out of it. Be right back.
The latest in technology, more than 20 years of experience. They also have turnkey solutions, removal, sanitizer.
Hey, what happened with kill that audio real quick?
They will deal with all major insurance companies. They're proudly veteran-owned. I know Rock. I know the team. American Restoration. The number, 833-7-AM-REST. 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 And believe me, there's a lot of rip-offs in this industry. Go with the best. Online at amrest247.com.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
Coming up at 5 after the hour, listen for your chance to win $1,000 on KHOW Denver.
ABC News, I'm Faith Abube. At Arlington National Cemetery, a ceremony on this Veterans Day at the tomb of the unknown soldier. President Biden delivering remarks honoring all those who have served and sacrificed.
The single greatest honor I have been afforded as president is to stand before so many of you, those Medal of Honor winners out there, and talk about Veterans Day.
Today marks the centennial anniversary of the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. In France, Vice President Kamala Harris attending Armistice Day ceremonies in Paris, marking the end of World War I hostilities. In Wisconsin, the trial of Kyle Rittenhouse has resumed following a day of emotional testimony from the 18-year-old. He's charged with shooting and killing 2 demonstrators and injuring a 3rd person during last year's protests in Kenosha. This is ABC News. F.W. de Klerk, the former president of South Africa, has died after a battle with cancer. He shared the Nobel Peace Prize with Nelson Mandela. For some, he's credited with helping dismantle the apartheid system. De Klerk was 85 years old. It's not just families affected by rising food prices. The places many of them turn to for help are also being hit hard.
Food banks across the country are feeling the pinch as more American families struggling with surging grocery prices are turning to them for help. Supply chain issues only add to the worries that some may be forced to offer smaller servings or which costs nearly twice what it did a year ago. It also means as the holidays approach, some food banks may not have enough turkeys, stuffing, and cranberry sauce for Thanksgiving or Christmas. Daria Albinger, ABC News.
A teacher shortage is forcing Seattle public schools to close tomorrow. Officials say
Can you believe it? Yeah. That's crazy. We don't have enough teachers, so Friday's off. Fucking unbelievable. Fucking stupid asses. I hate the teachers' unions.
And DPS, isn't that the union for DPS? billion-dollar budget. They pay teachers shit and they pay administrators through the roof.
Teachers union is the biggest bunch of shit in the fucking world.
Ever since Al Shanker.
They got more fucking power than you could ever imagine, and they deserve the low pay just for being in that fucking union. How come they don't give vouchers to people? How come they fight vouchers? How come if you're in a real poor community with shitty schools, and you pay property taxes and shit, you can't fucking send your kid to a good neighborhood? How
Because
come you can't
DPS
fucking
has
do
a
it?
fucking billion-dollar budget. They pay administrators through the goddamn roof. They do not support inner-city schools. Piss fucking poor. But they got a billion-dollar budget, $1 billion budget, $1 billion.
Actually, they have
Why are you so angry, Toledo?
They have layer and layer of
Why are you
bureaucracy.
so angry?
If
You're
you
an
give
angry
people
man.
vouchers, though, the vouchers, they could go to a private school, they could go to a charter school in a different area, they could do whatever they
But
want.
they also have layers and layers of bureaucracy.
That's what I'm talking about. The administrative top
Right.
end is ridiculous.
Exactly.
Would you like to see a list with pay on it for administrators in DPS?
I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
I think the whole school system fucking sucks.
Yeah, we agree.
I think parents should be able to choose where their fucking tax dollars go when it comes to kids.
That would really, really be nice. But instead,
then the shitty schools would just simply, they'd have no students. They would simply shut the fuck down.
Or
you know what's holding it up?
Better.
You know what's holding it up?
The teachers union.
No, the religious schools. Because a lot of people don't want their tax money to go to religious schools. And so they're holding up vouchers because they don't want the vouchers. Okay, go to school of your choice. Your school is My Lady of Guadalupe, and they don't want tax money.
Money going to
My Lady of Guadalupe. I'm serious.
I know.
That's one of the biggest bugaboos.
Well, most private schools are religious. Not all.
Not charter schools.
No, charter schools are public schools. Though.
Right.
In that case, what I think you should be allowed to do is if you're in an area where there's no good schools or charter schools, you should be able to pick another charter school outside of your fucking area.
Yes, as long as it's not a religious institution.
But I don't even care if it is religious.
No, but a lot of people do.
Well, then they don't have to send their kid to a religious institution.
But they don't want the vouchers being used.
I don't want my vouchers being used in a fucking school with piece of shit teachers that don't teach the kids anything.
I'm not disagreeing with you, Mark. I'm just telling you what the argument is. My explaining the argument doesn't mean
I don't know how that argument makes any sense. What argument is that? If you want to send your kid to a religious school with your tax dollars, why the fuck would I care?
I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
No, but a lot of the reason that there's this blowback about vouchers is because people do not want to send money to religious schools. They don't want you to have a voucher.
Then you don't have to send your kid to a religious school.
I think the real reason is that people with money will choose to do it, and therefore the schools will get poorer. That's what I think, and they don't want the public schools to suffer.
Well, how about the ones that already suck?
They don't have air conditioning. Half the public schools in Denver.
But don't you think it would be worse with vouchers?
I think that the
Or would they
system
get
is,
better?
I think the system is screwed up.
They
I
could
think
send their
the
kids to
vouchers
whatever
would
school
help.
they wanted to.
I think the process that they have going on right
Yeah,
now.
but rich people can
is-
more likely subsidize the vouchers, and the vouchers may not
Rich
be
And
enough.
they do.
Rich people
I'm saying-
send their kids to private school.
Anyway, I understand that, but that it's unfair that they're paying for
Yes.
schools they never use.
Yes.
Except it is a public responsibility to educate kids, so they have to pay.
But not in a religious institution.
I'm not talking about that.
No,
I'm
that's
talking about.
the problem.
Oh fuck! So if they were private schools and not religious, they would have no problem with vouchers. Oh fuck you! That's so wrong. They would have just the same problem.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. WaterPros.net, the best water systems for the lowest prices. You hear me say it, and I honest to God mean it, the best. Jerry. I always think of Seinfeld. The best, Jerry. Remember that? It's the best, Jerry.
The best.
That was George, right? I mean, yeah, wasn't it? Who would say that? Kramer didn't say that. No,
No. The best.
The best, Jerry. I'm telling you, it's
he
the
was
best.
another comedian, and I can't think of his name.
Oh, that guy, that crazy guy. Right, with the big teeth, right? Anyway, the best water systems, lowest prices. Paul the Waterman, waterpros.net. Oh, I'm serious. You won't get lower prices. Jeremy's with us from Compass Insurance. I need to talk to you about something. I need to ask a question, Jeremy. We always search for coverage when people get screwed. Debbie's car was, picture this, 2 cars parked out in front. Debbie's car and her sister's car. A guy comes barreling down the street, runs a stop sign, runs into the sister's car, which flies into Debbie's car. The car that hit the sister's car was insured for just enough liability to replace the sister's car. No money left over for Debbie's car. Can Debbie put in a claim with the sister's car?
No, I mean, the
Wait,
sister's
that's
car's
the
not
car
liable.
that's the car that damaged her.
Yeah.
Now, does Debbie's car have physical damage coverage?
You mean Debbie? Oh, no, Debbie doesn't. It's an old car.
It's an old car. I mean, you could certainly try. There's no harm in trying it, but I think it's a hard argument to make that Debbie's sister's car is liable. I mean, there's multiple car accidents all the time where the ticketed vehicle caused a 3 or 4 car accident.
Hey, Jeremy, let's say Debbie's sister had full coverage on her vehicle, though. Why wouldn't they? In other words, why wouldn't they give this lady? It's only $2,000, a 2003 Saturn. It's a POS. So why wouldn't they just pay her, then give the rest to the other lady? How come they?
Yeah, why don't they apportion it?
They should. Yeah, I agree completely with that. They should, but a lot of times they don't, and that's. Sometimes it's the first to file the claim. Did Debbie's sister file the claim first?
It was the same time.
Well, it wasn't the exact same time.
Well,
yeah. Does your sister's car have physical damage?
Yeah, it was totaled.
Right, but I mean, does her policy have coverage for her car?
Did she have collision coverage?
Yes, because it was a brand new car.
So she could have put it in her insurance, but then they would have been. Jeremy, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. You could look. I don't know if it's too late now, but that could be one way where you try to get that paid out through her insurance on the physical damage, the collision, which would leave that liability coverage from the driver to pay for Debbie's car.
Debbie, just because they only had $25K in insurance doesn't mean they're broke. They probably have a normal job with W-2. You can take them to small claims court, get the judgment, then go after your money.
Right.
Right.
Right, you can.
Right.
I mean, the fact they actually had insurance is good.
So why don't you try that? I would take them to small claims court for the value of your car, and I'd get 3 estimates on the value of your car. Karen, what's going on? Thank you. By the way, Jeremy, Compass Insurance Group, that's home of the insurance checkup. That's 303-996-9000. Insurance checkups are critically important. They'll tell you if you have a great deal or if you can do better.
Kenny Banya.
Oh, Kenny Banya was the comedian on that's
the best, Jerry.
The best, Jerry. Okay, thank you. Hey, we are like crazy, aren't we? Okay, so Karen, what's going on with Mr. Sparky?
I just have to call because it never amazes me how stupid companies are.
What happened? What happened?
So a year ago, I have them come out. It's convenient. They may not be the cheapest, but they show up. And so I had them do some electrical work.
Yeah.
And if you pay $8.25 maintenance for a while, they give you a discount, right? Hoping that, you just keep on paying. Well, last month I call and I say, hey, I don't need this maintenance anymore. And they say, okay, no problem. I get my bill yesterday. Not my bill. I look at my American Express, and there's that $8.25. And I'm like, So I call Mr. Sparky, and they say, oh, we see you called. I'll have to have somebody call you. So they know that I called to cancel. I get this call from this lady, and she says, oh, yes, you can cancel, but we have to give you a form. You need to fill out that form and send it back. And I said, does that mean I don't get my $8.25 for last month? And she goes, unfortunately not.
You know what? For
cannot
$8
believe-
to piss off somebody like that for $8.25 is ridiculous.
Well, I had to call you because that's my little vetting for $8.25. I want to give them some free advertising.
I think they're stupid. I mean, because now, instead of saying, you know, while I had it, it was pretty good, they're not bad, I might go back. Now you're saying they suck.
Oh, they suck bad. And I'll never use them again. I even told them.
Think about that. For $8.25, they just bought themselves a commercial saying Mr. Sparky sucks.
I agree. And that's why I wanted to call and tell you, because they do suck. And so does their Benjamin Franklin and all that other stuff.
Hey, you know the history of those
buyer
companies?
beware.
Do you know the history of those companies? Just a side note, I represented them years ago because George, by the way, who has Fix It 24/7, George Donaldson and his family started Candlelight companies, which was Candlelight Electric, and then they went into heating and air and plumbing, right? Then they merged with this company, became Mr. Sparky, 1 Hour, Ben Franklin, all that. And then, of course, that's when we parted and George left, and then George started his own thing. But that was the beginning of the end of that great company when this big giant consolidator took them over and changed their names and sucked. Chris has a question for K&H Home Solutions. Chris, welcome. What is your question?
Yeah, Tom, we had K&H replace all our windows and our front door, and wow, what an amazing process, and the house looks unbelievable.
Good.
Especially with that new front door.
Good.
My question is, we have a dog, and I'm thinking about putting in one of those little fillers that go on your back sliding glass door so the dog can go in and out. But I also noticed going through some internet sites, can we get a door made by the same company that you guys put in that has a dog door built into it, the sliding glass door?
Like one of the panels, could you get that done?
If you already got the patio door, so we'd have to modify the patio door on what you have. Now, there is another door that we sell that
has a dog door?
Has a dog door in it.
So is it, but you'd have to take that whole door out and put a whole new one in.
That's the problem. I hate to have you pay for another door.
Unless you could sell that door.
How big's the dog?
110 pounds.
So it's medium, right? Or a bit large?
We
large.
had one actually.
No, that's large.
Between the studs and the wall next to the slide.
Yeah. Why have you ever thought about putting in one in the stud between the studs?
We have, but we're all brick, so I'd have to brick out.
I had that done once. Yeah. They'd have to do a trim piece and all that. It's expensive.
Yeah.
How much is a door? How much is a door installed to remove and replace?
You know, we don't do them as much anymore because we do have this other product.
That's what I meant. You have a product with a dog door built in.
Right. And to put one into an existing door, because you got to replace the glass, and then you got, to get the door and all
Basically, you replace the whole door.
Well, you replace one panel of the door.
Oh, you can, but will they match?
It's going to be notched out, but yeah, it'll match. So, but the cost of that's going to be somewhere in the vicinity of $1,500 to $2,000.
Yeah. Oh, Chris, any other doors you can put? Go ahead.
Yeah, I think that would look better than one of those crazy pop-in things.
Well, how do they pop them in glass? Do they cut the glass?
Yeah.
They shrink the door, I
actually
thought.
Like spacers go between the door, and you just close.
Oh, you close up to the spacer. I get it.
It closes far.
It doesn't close.
It's got the
Okay.
dog door built into it. Yeah.
If you got fat friends, they won't be able to come in and out.
It's not, yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly. So, but Tom, I wanted to say something too real quick.
Yeah.
I mean, we just had Steve the painter do our house. He just finished up last week.
Yeah.
We had K&H do our windows.
Yeah.
We've had, the roof excel, and just got to thank you, man. It just makes life so simple using the referral list.
Thank you, man. That's an unsolicited testimony. Thank you so much, Chris. Referralist.com. We're really proud of it.
We had a neighbor that had one of those spacers, and their door would only open up this big.
Well, what happens is you close the door to the spacer.
Yeah.
You can still make the door function. It's hard to move that spacer in and out. It's really
Drives my brother-in-law crazy in the wintertime.
You know what he could do? I don't know his house, but you could run a doggy door through your door going to your garage, your exterior garage door, and then out the exterior garage. But you might not have it fenced.
All right, buy and build sells
below wholesale prices. Oh, my goodness. Buy and build kitchen and bath. What does that mean? It means if you're doing a kitchen and bath, you're crazy not to check out Buy and Build. Even if you have a contractor, you can have your contractor go there. You can go with your contractor. Or you can have Buy and Build do a turnkey project. They do cabinets, vanities, countertops, sinks, faucets, hardware, accessories, plumbing, fixtures, lighting. 560 South La Pan. That's a relatively new location. You go west on Alameda from I-25, and then south on La Pan, 2 blocks, 560 South La Pan, and that's Buy and Build Kitchen and Bath. The website, buyandbuild.net. Century RV for your RV deals, and I mean deals. You know, with the supply chain and all this, and prices are outrageous on vehicles, not at Century. Still, the price leader when it comes to great prices on your used and new RVs, and they pay extraordinary trade-in values. You won't go wrong with Century. CenturyRV.com. They're at I-25 at the 240 exit to Longmont. Get off the exit, go south on Frontage Road, just about a quarter of a mile, and they're on the east side there. That's CenturyRV.com, 303-453-1111.
You know, the guys at 888 Heating are doing a great deal right now, and it's great for the community. If you donate a coat when they come out to do a free, and I mean free tune-up on your furnace, you won't have to pay anything for the tune-up. They're going to get rid of the dirt. They're going to tear it apart. They're going to make this thing nice and clean, fire it up, make sure it's going to work great for you for winter. It's 100% free if you donate a coat. Call now. You have to get this done this month. As soon as the cold comes, this deal's gone. You donate a jacket, you get a free tune-up on your furnace. 888heating.com is a website, and 888-HEATING is a phone number.
Hi, it's Mandy Connell. Join my friends Gary.
What? Oh, man.
What the heck?
That's awesome, dude. Is that you? And then are you in the middle? Oh, no kidding.
Look at you guys flying. Look at you guys flying.
Like literally.
Wow.
Hey, when did you skydive? So that picture is somewhere between 1978 and 1980.
And Blue Sky CBD, the more
So these were regular big canopy shields, right? Or these, they are.
my views and shoulder injury recently, I continue.
Where is this?
Really
like
helps
the
me
video
use
till
pictures in the morning for clarity, energy, and simple
Is there a big
information
place up in
reception.
Walmart to light people
What I
go through?
really
Yeah,
like
the guy,
is
and
the
that drops
detail.
on his change.
I've always
We
had
were
problems
jumping up
sleeping,
there.
right?
Pretty
But
much.
I take
What are those dots on his hand? Is that a glove?
And honestly, it has really helped me relax.
So
and
that's
sleep.
her hand.
Also, let
That's
me
the slot
talk
that I
about
was
the
like.
Pro Gels, which are designed
Is
for
it easy to do that?
Post-workout, it really creates
Once you learn
great
techniques,
You 30%
So it's like a ground school that teaches you how to do it, or you just gotta practice it?
that I
maybe you go to a wind tunnel.
and will tell
Once you learn how to fly, then it's easy.
First order, code
He'd be one of these guys, you know, if he was 20 right now, I bet he'd put one of them squirrel suits on.
But that is something, Mark. You always feel why they wear leather helmets. If you're going to crash into the ground at 200 miles an hour, a leather helmet's not going to do you any good.
It ain't gonna matter.
Hey, Tom.
You're going to crash into the ground at 200 miles an hour. Most helmets aren't going to do you any good.
My sister-in-law, Lori.
Under 3%. If your current rate is 3.6,
And that's you?
you can lower your payment by over $100 a month.
I was looking around. Looking at
Oh,
stuff
that
like
is so cool. What are you going to do with it?
I'm going to get it framed.
Yeah, that was
Hey, Tom, I was just saying with the vouchers that there are groups that are against it because
I think they're okay.
Let me finish because they don't want to go to public schools. I didn't say I agree or disagree.
No, I know that, but I don't think that's.
They would still have an issue with vouchers.
I think
That's
that's
right,
a problem with
because
private schools in general.
The teachers union hates the idea.
Oh, the teacher union hates vouchers.
Period.
They don't want to compete.
They're making up shit like, oh, people don't want to put it towards religion.
I don't even know they say that though. I just think they don't want public school monopolies to go away.
Are you eating ramen noodles?
No. It's just a soup. It's a special soup. Never mind. It's a stupid name.
Special soup for what?
Nothing, just
He's cleansing this month.
well, I'm into my second month now.
Tomorrow's healthcare today.
Just yeah, I feel great. But I mean, I do and I don't. I like food. I like food, but I haven't had a fucking garbage in a
We'll have a
while.
bit of a breeze, anywhere from 15 to 20 miles per hour, with plenty of sunshine to go around. A little bit of a rain show mixed chance as we get into tonight. I'm Box
He's
31,
hangry.
meteorologist Kylie Burns.
If you've been enjoying what you hear on the
Angry.
Travis and Buck Sexton show,
Hungry, angry.
where that came from. This week on the Buck Sexton podcast, we dive into the latest in the fight against Fauciism and so much more. The Buck Sexton Show
Quick Trip.
podcast. You can listen wherever you get your podcast.
Always Quick Trips are out here. It's the best convenience store in this country. I love Quick Trips.
Quick Trips?
Yeah, they're like everywhere but Colorado.
Come and Go is pretty good. It's a convenience store.
Way nicer.
Have you been
Quick
to one of those, Mark?
Oh, yeah.
Hi, Tom
Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. The Harris Law Firm is really a stabilizing force if you're looking, unfortunately, through a divorce. Now, the Harris Law Firm does an early neutral assessment, which means you go to them and they'll sit you down and they go through what a divorce looks like in your situation without pulling punches. They're going to tell you what to watch out for. And it's an early neutral assessment before you even file to see if you want to file. Now, Harris Family Law, they're great people and they do collaborative law, which means they try to get the other parties to agree to collaborative law, which means no filing of any motions and doing everything out of court to keep prices down. 303-515-5000. 303-535-5000. And, excuse me, it's not 535. It's 515. 303-515-5000. 515-5000. And that's harrisfamilylaw.com. So, Chris has a question about roofing materials. Chris, go ahead. What's on your mind today, Chris? Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Tom. So I'm building basically a greenhouse in my backyard, and I'm kind of stuck on, like, you know those PVC roofing panels that you can get at Lowe's or Home Depot? They look like the old corrugated metal.
Yeah, the translucent, though. The ones that are translucent.
Well, they have them in green and red and white, and some of them are translucent. But my question about that is that a sufficient roofing material to combat hail?
No.
No.
Not at all. No. Now, there might be newer materials we don't know about, but they have special glass that will combat hail. Pretty damn strong stuff. But, Ted, what do you think for greenhouses?
Well, that's an area outside of what we do, but yeah, the stuff you're talking about, the only benefit is it's not expensive, so if you got to replace it.
Yeah. It's not that expensive. The other thing is some panels let lights in. You do want to let light in if it's a greenhouse, right? The very nature of a greenhouse, or do you think it'll get enough light without a ceiling, without a glass ceiling?
I think the walls will provide enough, and I've got a plywood roof built covered with Tyvek right now.
Okay, so you already have it framed in. So why not just go with asphalt then?
I do F-Wave on it.
What do you mean, hail-proof?
F-Wave.
Yeah. Why not? Because it's a small area. It's not going to cost that much to do it. He could probably put it on himself.
And he's expressed concern about hail.
Yeah. I was looking for options that are, lightweight, inexpensive, but if PVC isn't going to cut it for, damage.
Well, the F-Wave's not inexpensive, but it's probably a pretty small greenhouse. So, I mean, altogether, it's not going to be that expensive. But you'll never have to do anything to the roof ever again. It's hail-proof.
Is that a conventional asphalt technology?
No, it's like plastic. It's like PVC.
Oh, okay.
Does it look like asphalt?
It can look like anything you want it to look like.
Is that what you have?
Yeah. Mine looks more like a
shake?
Yeah.
So you can get whatever look you want. And if you're going to do it yourself, it might be a good alternative.
Yeah, and when you put this stuff on, it basically glues down to...
Danny, what is your comment on this? Danny, go ahead.
Yes, I've built a greenhouse. I use the Tough Tech plant panels, and they will... They went through that big hailstorm a couple years back, and they did not break. They did not get holes.
Now, what are they? What is that panel called?
It's called Tough Tech. They
Tough
sell it at
Tech.
Home Depot.
Is it Tough Tech? Is it translucent? Does it let light through?
It's clear. Yeah.
Oh, hold on then. Did you hear that then, Chris? Tough Tech?
Yeah.
Try that, Tough Tech, and see if that works. Yeah, I'm looking at it here. It looks really cool. It's a Tough Tech at, did she say Lowe's or Home Depot? Anyway, that's a good stuff. Okay, so anyway, 303-713-TALK. I want to talk to Nick at Renew Home Innovations. Nick, it's late. It's a Veterans Day, and I know that I always talk about Renew Home Innovations, the new big, beautiful custom showers or tubs or shower tub combinations with special pricing for seniors and veterans. I wanted to know if you wanted to do something special for Veterans Day. That's why I have you on the phone.
Well, thanks for having us, Tom. Appreciate that. Absolutely. And so we want to put it out here today for veterans. We're going to offer 50% off your shower completion installation, plus we're going to do a free shower door for all veterans.
Wow. So today, if they call, they don't have to have it done today. Of course, they don't even have to have the appointment today, but if they call today, they'll preserve 50% off installation of their tub plus a free shower door.
Absolutely.
That is wonderful. And, of course, how are supplies doing for you for getting things started?
Well, the good news is we've been able to procure a lot of our materials and inventory them, in advance of some of the challenges. And so it's allowed us to be able to get our projects taken care of a little bit more timely than it had been previous. So it's gotten a lot better.
Thank you. RenewHomeInnovations.com, special for veterans today. If you call, you don't have to have it done or meet today, but just call, and you're in line for 50% off. Plus, of course, you get a free shower door. All right, Lois, what's going on with you, Lois? Welcome to the show. What's happening?
Thank you. My family is fostering a very sweet 2-year-old dog for a young lady who is in the Air Force and currently deployed in the Middle East for several months. This very sweet dog had a bad experience in a previous household where she was picked on constantly by the owner's dogs. And the past year that, the new owner, the young lady who's deployed, has really worked with her quite a bit, trying to get the dog over her fears. Before the young lady deployed to the Middle East, back in July, she arranged for a 2-week board and training program with a dog training company that helps dogs with severe issues of being, freaking out when another dog is even a mile away. The company insisted she pay the full amount up front, which was $2,700. And they
what were they going to do? What were they going to do for that much?
They were going to have one of their local trainers here in Colorado take the dog for 2 weeks, supposedly work with the dog every day on the issues. And they felt really confident. That
How much was it up front?
$2,700.
God, what kind of dog is this?
Oh, it's a very sweet 2-year-old German Shepherd.
It is amazing what people will pay for their dogs. $2,700 up front. And did they come and take the dog and do what they said?
Oh, heavens no.
Did they do anything?
Heavens no.
Nothing.
No.
Oh, say they took the money and did nothing.
Right.
Wait a minute. That's a crime. So where are they located?
Okay, I think originally they're based out of the United Kingdom. They do have an office in California.
And pardon me, Lois, they did contact her like sometime in September saying some line of, we're redoing our billing systems and we're backlogged on our refunds, da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, but can't she go through her credit card and get it nixed?
She used her debit card.
Oh, God.
I know. And
man.
It's hard because, number one, she's in the Middle East, okay? She doesn't really can't talk on the phone, so everything is via email. But she did reach out to her bank and tried to dispute the charges, but hasn't heard anything. But again, it was a debit card.
I don't know what the debit card allows her to do.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the same dispute.
It's very close if she didn't use it as a debit card. If she put in her PIN number, I mean, it's like going
A credit
to an
card.
ATM.
Do you know how she used her debit card?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't know. I know she had to pull the money that she didn't even have quite that much in her savings. So she pulled it out of savings, put it, I guess, in her checking account, and then used the debit card.
How old is this dog?
She's probably between 2 and 3, and she is the sweetest dog. I mean, I could bring her to your office right now, and she would walk in, not bark at any person, like, hi, how's it going? Very sweet dog. It's just her first home when she was a puppy. Had older dogs that I guess just really.
So when she sees a dog, she goes crazy.
Oh, beyond crazy. Beyond crazy. She freaks out. Yeah.
God. Any dog, even a little dog?
She's a German Shepherd.
No, but if she sees a littler dog, will it do it to her too?
Oh, gosh, yes. Yes. She could probably see a dog on TV and freak out.
And is she violent with the dog?
Oh, we never find out because we never get her close to another dog. We don't.
That dog could use some CBD, man.
Yeah, that would help. CBD would help. I'm serious about that, by the way. RealCBDThatWorks.com. I'm serious.
They have a dog formula for anxiety in dogs, and man, this dog sounds like it has anxiety.
And it works. It works.
Okay.
And it works for horses too, by the way. RealCBDThatWorks.com. I'm not kidding. It's a great product. They have a pet line, RealCBDThatWorks.com. Put Tom in the promo code for 30% off. I'm not kidding. And we're not trying to sell you something. That's a real deal, RealCBDThatWorks.com. But in the meantime, I want Deputy Doc to call this company. Do you have a phone number?
Let me see if I can pull one up here real quick.
All right, hold on. He'll come and talk to you. Deputy Doc also called an oxygen company. We'll talk to him after the break on that. This poor guy, this veteran called. It's Veterans Day. He said he can't leave his house. He fears a power shortage. He just has his oxygen concentrator or condenser, whatever they call it. He doesn't have his tanks. They haven't been there in 3 weeks, and they're supposed to come weekly. We'll talk about that coming back.
KHW Denver, 630 KM, an iHeartRadio station available everywhere on our free iHeartRadio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts.
That's tough tech.
All in one.
I was looking at that. It doesn't say anything about being resistant to hail.
This report is
No, she just said it was really good. Tough tech. It's actually tough tech. Polycarbonate. Well, that's freaking strong shit.
Yeah, they just didn't go through the rating, the UL rating process, probably. It could be, but they didn't want to pay for it. You know what I mean? Keep the product cheaper.
Watch for that, and a little slow traffic on outbound Kenya right around.
When was the last time you jumped?
Fox 31 pinpoint weather.
1982, 83.
Oh my God, that long ago? Oh. I thought it was longer than that. I mean, I thought it was shorter than that. You
Now, Bernie is. Bernie made his last jump.
Sexton Show? Google the Rush Limbaugh YouTube channel and check out Clay and Buck's Clip of the Day. Clay and Buck make the hottest topics discussed, giving you a chance to not just hear, but see the two of them break it down. Google Rush Limbaugh's YouTube channel and check out the Clip of the Day.
You know what I have done here monthly in the studio? I have Rocky Mountain IV medics come and give me IV therapy, which is the most common therapy there is, whether you go to urgent care, emergency rooms, hospitals. No matter what's wrong with you, they figure hydration can always help you, either with vitamins and minerals or other formulations for pain, for hangovers, for migraines, whatever you have, whatever's ailing you, you get this IV treatment in your home or in your office, in my case, in the studio, for the same price as if you're going to a hydration bar. Why do that when you can have them right in your home? Rocky Mountain, IVmedics.com. You can text for same-hour appointments, 720-987-2155, 720-987-2155.
As we age, we can't always plan on good health, but you can plan on good
to give peace of mind to you and your family by protecting everything you've worked hard for and the people you care about most. How can you decide which
So what kind of stuff do they use
your situation?
Whatever you mean.
Long-term care radio.
Stuff that you talked about.
Oh, for my stuff? Oh, for the Rocky Mountain stuff? Whatever you want. Glutathione, vitamin D, vitamin C, zinc, or you can do just a cocktail. And then you can do toradolphine. You can do NAD, which is a coenzyme treatment for your cells for energy that lasts about a month. Good shit. It's really good stuff.
They even have plans with lifetime benefits that pay you back if you never use it. You can also get questions answered, learn how long-term care works, and discover all the new options and different ways to fund the plan by joining Brian Hopp for a free long-term care planning live webinar Saturday, November 13th at 10 a.m. Sign up now at 525longtermcare.com.
Will you still not refinance your mortgage? Well, soon you might be kicking yourself in the head. Rates are at historic lows, so take advantage of our new Fast Track loan with an unbelievable low rate of 2.25 rate and APR with no closing costs on a 15-year fixed loan.
Ooh, man, so the new top cop in New York City had a meeting with the head of Black Lives Matters. I think it was yesterday, it might have been the day before. And it went horrible. They were screaming at each other. I forget the head of Black Lives Matter's name, but he's like, if you think you're going back to the policing like it was pre-de Blasio and bringing back this group and this group, I don't know what the groups are called, he said, we'll burn this fucking city down. You want to see riots? You will see riots. And it went horrible. It was one of the top stories on Fox, but, you know, it was a closed-door meeting, but all the reports came out because all the people outside the door could hear that shit. He's like, the dude's like, we'll burn this motherfucker down. I forget what, I got to see what they call that kind of policing.
This good at drastically reduced prices, but this month you're in luck. K&H Home Solutions is giving 40% off their fabulous energy-efficient windows, Everlast siding, and beautiful entry doors. Hi, I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino with the confidence you'll never find better products or a better company to install and guarantee them all at 40% off with a 65-year track record. Visit khwindows.com or call 303-421-7100 to book your appointment today. When it comes to roofing,
BLM threatens riots, bloodshed. If Adam brings back police unit, what tells the police unit called
no hidden cancellation fees, no
Like a special unit,
just honest truth.
Yeah, I gotta see what it is.
To make sure you know exactly
The sit down was behind
you can do it all from
closed doors, but it was live streamed on Instagram by an attendee. That's how they got it.
What was
the way they clean up.
So,
Never there. They've done
Black Lives Matter sat down with the new top cop in New York, and said, riots, bloodshed, if you bring back this particular police unit that I guess de Blasio got rid of, but they were screaming at the top of their lungs at each other. The top cop and the top BLM guy.
The top cop was cool.
Here it is.
An undercover anti-crime unit.
That's what it's called right here. Bring back the undercover anti-crime unit. The task force was disbanded at the height of the BLM protests last year.
Yeah, but how would they know they brought it back as undercover?
Yeah. I wonder what they did. I wonder what the whole thing was.
The cops was infiltrating those meetings and getting in the middle of their BLM process.
Hawk Newsom, that's who it is. The co-founder of BLM.
What's the background of the new top cop?
Oh, he's a cop. He just got voted in, or yeah, he was voted in.
He's the mayor.
Overwhelmingly. Yeah, he's the mayor. Yeah.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Welcome to the show. One Clear Choice Garage Doors. will do 24/7 service, by the way, for any kind of garage door need. They're great people. OneClearChoiceDoors.com. I have their openers. They have new openers with battery features for time to close, battery backup, Wi-Fi compatible, iPhone apps, Droid phone apps. 720-370-3987, 720-370-3987, OneClearChoiceDoors.com. Okay, Jeff's got a comment on insulation. We were talking about the differences in insulation, blown in, whether you do the foam or blown in cellulose or whatever. Go ahead, Jeff.
Hey, Tom.
Yes, sir.
Hi.
Hi.
I know there's a lot of stuff being said by people in the business, not in the business, but I had my house done like 15 years ago. Built in 1960, the typical ranch, single floor, attic. Had no insulation at all except a little in the attic. There was some in the attic. Had the blown-in cellulose done by a particular company. They were the only company that would patch the holes in the wall. Everyone else wanted to leave me with holes on the wall. And that's 300 holes to the house.
Wait a minute. They wanted to actually put holes in the house and blow it in and leave it that way.
Yeah.
Well, they probably weren't drywall patchers and painters, right?
No, all of them told me that's up to you. I think they stick some sort of a plastic patch in there and tell you that holds you until you go hire someone to fix your drywall. So I found one company that said, we have a guy, he comes in with us. And they did the insulation 15 years later. Cellulose,
hey, Jeff, what is your
house?
Wait. What kind did you have done, Jeff?
Cellulose, blown in.
And what were you going to say about 15 years later?
Beautiful.
Good.
The house is warm. You don't hear the bus brakes when the bus pulls up next to the house. But the important thing is, I'm not a fan of foam. It seems techy and all that stuff. It makes it impossible to run wiring. It causes issues. And if the company is a low-ball company and they have some beginners doing it, they get that mix wrong when they spray that isonine. If that two-step thing isn't mixed right, you create a toxic home that in Canada they had to take down 5 homes.
Yeah, the stuff though that the retro foam has is not toxic. I mean, not the way they do it. But listen. You're right though, Jeff. Everyone has to do it properly.
The soundproofing though of that foam product is incredible.
Smarty Marty has a follow-up with Richmond Homes. What happened was we had a call from James, and James simply said his house, the top floor was not getting proper airflow, and he blamed it on his HVAC design. And one of the guys came and saw that he had changed his thermostat to a smart thermostat and said, "Oh, you altered the system. Your warranty is voided." And we thought, well, that's chicken crap, because according to our experts, if you change the thermostats, that's not going to screw up the airflow. That's just an excuse. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I want to know, is Richmond Homes addressing this condo or townhome, I should call it a townhome, with the airflow problems? And apparently they have others. I don't know. Deputy Smarty Pants, what did you find out?
Well, I'm halfway through the case, Tom. I was able to speak to the receptionist, who's very nice, very professional, and she's promised me that she's going to get upper management to contact the consumer, and she said it'll be done at latest by Monday.
Okay, so we'll see what happens.
Give her a chance.
Right.
I called her again today. You know how I am.
Yeah.
And she says, please give me a chance. And I said, okay, we'll wait till Monday for me to contact you again.
What else are you working on?
That's it. That's it for right now.
All right.
So you'll give me more cases, and I'll get them solved.
303-713-TALK. Thank you, Smarty Marty. Appreciate it. 303-713-8255. We had another. There it is. Cletus has an insulation comment. Cletus, what is your comment? Go ahead, Cletus.
Yes, I have found a little technique that I think works really good. I actually frame my walls, and most people are using 2x6 today. And I go everywhere they allow it. I go 24 inch on center, So that now you do not, your stud cold penetration, people don't pay attention to. If you ever drive your car through a subdivision with OSB regular siding on a house, you're going to see 14.5 inches of frost. Then you'll see 1.5 inches of no frost, and so on, which is showing you stud cold penetration is really there.
So talk about, what are you calling it? Stud what? Cold?
It's the cold stud penetration.
Okay, got it.
It's actually the heat in your house going through your stud, coming out your house. But that's kind of old school, and hopefully people aren't using that. But what I do, if you'll picture a 2x6 framed wall laying on the floor before you stand it, I will rip a tough R board, which is a 1/2 inch thick, and I'll rip it 1.5 inches. I'll rip it 3 inches. I'll cover the headers, everything. Then I'll put the OSB sheathing on.
Right, I get it. You put a layer on before the sheathing.
Correct. Now stand your wall. Now you hire a company to come in with polyisocyanurate. That is a 2-part blow-in foam, and I only let them put in 1 inch, and now it's it sticks to everything, as you know, and your OSB and where I did my tough R board, it's like makes the house super rigid. Now I come in with a bat of R19 fiberglass that's been around for forever, and I get one heck of a tight house.
Wow. Apparently you do.
Crazy low.
Yeah, apparently you do. K&H Home Solutions, I've always been surprised you guys never got into insulation.
We actually did for a short period of time.
It wasn't worth it?
Not for us. It just didn't seem to fit with everything else we did.
And they do, of course, siding, windows, doors, and more, including gutters and gutter systems and roofing. And they do a great job. Right now they're offering 45% off till when?
Till Thanksgiving.
Right now, till Thanksgiving, that's an extra 5% off the normal sale. If you call and make an appointment, you're going to get 45% off your project. And they have...
Tell them you heard it on...
Yeah, tell them you heard it on Martino for sure. We got more coming up.
Now, impact traffic.
So if you're going to do construction, that's not a bad way to go. But there's always a danger that you make your house too tight. And then you get an air exchange.
Although I'd rather have it too tight and control. I'd like to control the air exchanges. Although that's an expensive thing when you have to do the heat transfer with the air exchanges. I used to have that system in one of my houses. God, was it sophisticated. So it would do an air exchange and preserve the heat. Weird. Just weird the way it worked.
But if you're doing a retrofit, you're not going to turn people's house and do all that work. So.
Want more of the Clay Travis and Buck Sexton Show? Google the Rush Limbaugh YouTube channel and check out Clay and Buck's Clip of the Day. Clay and Buck pick one of the hottest topics discussed, giving you a chance to not just hear, but see the two of them break it down. Google Rush Limbaugh's YouTube channel and check out the Clip of the Day.
If you're looking for countertops, theartofgranite.com will get you countertops and give you prices on the phone and get you great value. Now, they don't just do granite. They do marble and quartz and quartzite and any kind of man-made or natural material. Theartofgranite.com, wholesale on all materials, tear out and haul away's free. The bathroom's free when you do the kitchen. Call them for a price, 303-386-5919, theartofgranite.com. Time to talk about Ideal.
Home loans for your next ideal home loan, because they are ideal home loans. No two loans are the same. They will write that loan best for you. In other words, if you want a loan that's 13 years, 23 years, 15 years, 27 years, whatever the term, they'll do it. It's a flexible term loan. They also have a rate guarantee. If
that tough text is cheap.
And rates go down.
I didn't see any pricing on it.
Huh?
I didn't see any pricing on it.
Quarters of a point.
It's like
they will refinance you free
for
no lender fees.
It comes in sheets that are what
2 by 2 by 8, 16, or 12 foot, 25.
They're just waiting for the appraisal, and in all cases, you can be closed or refinanced financed in 3 weeks or less.
I don't know what that turns out to be a square.
303-867-7000.
On the 12.
2 foot. If you don't own a home,
2.17 times 12.
Home title fees. But if you own a home like me, and you don't guard it with home title law, you're inviting home title fraud, one of the fastest growing crimes. Cyber thieves around the world know our home values are sky high, and that makes us charge 2.17 crime is scary simple.
Yeah.
Cyber thief simply forges
times
your
12 for 25.
property sale form and refiles it. Now, if he's on the deed to your home and you have no idea you're a victim, then he takes out loans on your home in Vegas, leaving you to prove and you didn't commit bank fraud. Home title law puts a virtual barrier around your home's title. The instant they detect tampering, they help shut it down. Look, if you have equity in your home, guard it with your life. Go to HometitleLock.com and register your address
roughly 4 of those panels to a
and
square.
enter radio for 30 days of free protection. That's code radio at HometitleLock.com.
If you've tried multiple solutions to reverse hair loss and getting to results, then listen up. I received Advanced Hair Simple one-day treatment late last year, and I have literally watched my receding hairline disappear. All the other options require ongoing maintenance, and they're never guaranteed to work. The pills, the lotions, all those things you take every day, and they can come with unwanted side effects. The hair pieces, well, they're hair pieces. Some folks have even paid specialists to glue hair directly onto their bald spot. The truth is, I know most of you have simply come to terms with hair loss and accepted that as inevitable. Well, stop the madness and call Advanced Hair Restoration right now.
So this gets crazier and crazier by the minute.
Which one?
The dog. The mom called for the daughter. The daughter called because she's in contact with someone who's overseas and doesn't have a phone number, and that's the one whose dog it is, and that's the one who used whose debit card was used. So they don't know the debit card number. They don't know anything about it, and there's no way to get in touch with her.
But what about the company?
Well, I want to call her before I find out when she, I gave her my email. She can contact me by email. Figure out what's going on.
Of a professional clean feel at home every single day.
The oxygen one was pretty simple. I can tell you that in 30 seconds when you come back.
Fresh like a pro.
Want to hear how I almost got off the naughty list this year? I helped Santa save gazillions by having him download Capital One Shopping to his computer. Capital One Shopping instantly searches for available coupon codes and automatically applies them at checkout. You can download it too and save a bundle. You don't even need a Capital One card, and it's free. So why didn't I get off the naughty list? Turns out Santa's a stickler for naughty words. Capital One Shopping. It's kind of genius. What's in your wallet?
Savings and available coupons vary. Are you curious when you should take Social Security? This is Kurt Cambier. Visit my website now for your free Social Security analysis at KurtCambier.com. That's Kurt with a K, CAMBIER.com. Kurt with a K, Cambier.com. Securities offered through Cambridge Investment Research, Inc., a broker-dealer, member of FINRA SIPC, investment advisor representative, Cambridge Investment Research Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor. Cambridge and Centennial Capital Partners are not affiliated. 630 KL,
an iHeart radio station.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Deputy Doc, a veteran called, disabled veteran. He called, he needed oxygen. He said they haven't been there in 3 weeks. His supplier, which is Summit, he said that he can't leave his house. If he gets a power outage, he's a goner. They're supposed to deliver once a week. They haven't been there in 3 weeks. He has a concentrator, the only thing keeping him alive right now. What the hell's going on with that?
Well, I spoke to a woman named Apollonia at Summit who seemed very helpful. Apparently there was some mix-up, and they changed the delivery date from Wednesdays to Thursdays. And whether or not he was there on Thursdays or was aware of it, it's hard to tell because he's not exactly with it. However, she promised that she's going to have it delivered today.
Good.
And he is going to call me this afternoon. Either it is or it is not delivered. He will call me one way or the other. But she promised, she gave me her number, and she promised that it will be delivered today, and will be delivered on Thursdays from now on.
Well, that's great news for a veteran on Veterans Day. Let's hope that works. 303-713-TALK. We have plenty of time for calls. Martha, what's going on with you? Hello, Martha.
Hi. Thank you for taking my call. Before I start, I want to say that I have used One Clear Choice a couple times, and they're fabulous. So
I love those. That garage door company is the top. Thank you. Martha, what's going on with health insurance?
They're great. They're great. Well, I have a health insurance policy that expires in December.
Yes.
And it's too expensive, so I want to get a new one. So I called, I called the Connect Colorado numbers, which are absolutely useless. But anyway, I got connected to this company called Multiplan. And, she told me that in order to cancel my current policy, I needed a new policy. I needed an insurance number. I went, okay, which made sense to me. And then she said also that I could sign up with a Multiplan, and if I didn't want it, I could cancel free of charge, complete refund. And so, I kind of thought over, a couple days, and I thought, well, okay, I'll go ahead and do that. Well, I canceled my my current policy, and for January, I didn't need a new policy. That was not true.
Right.
And then,
that's right.
I thought, well,
nothing you were told is true. So now what? Nothing you were told is true.
Okay, well.
So hold on, Martha. Let's figure out if you got hurt by it. That's why we always say IntegraInsurance.com. Integra Insurance. We'll talk to them about this, and we'll get you some advice coming up.
Integra, not integrity. I said Integra, not integrity. That pissed even me off. That they're riding on the coattails of a company that really is an upstanding, company that does a great job for people.
Salary-based mortgage consultant, someone who will present custom loan options that can save you up to $1,000 a month. Plus tens of thousands of dollars in the long term.
Wants you to take some live cold calls.
Hey, Tom, will you set this Saturday, by the way?
Live cold calls.
You tell me what's good for you.
Okay, I got to look here.
That's highly illegal. Did you know that, Lee?
What?
We are not supposed to call people without them knowing
that you're going to call.
That they're on the air. It's a big no-no.
I'm working on a good one for tomorrow. You ready for this? Phil Long Hyundai and down in the spring. Apparently they now have an automated sound system during the day and in the middle of the night where if somebody walks on the property super loud, he's hearing it at 1, 3, 4 in the morning every night. No trespassing. And then during the day, it's thank you for coming. Thank you for visiting. So he's like,
what's he on a business right there?
No, he lives there, like in an apartment or something. So I'm having him send me recordings.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Tell him to send a video.
Okay. Anyway, that's hilarious. That's one we've not heard of before.
We had, when we lived in this townhome in Lakewood, this asshole had this car, and anytime someone would walk near it, it would go, Viper alarm system, please step back.
That's a car, yeah.
But I mean, you could be 10
Vulcan
feet away.
Security. Remember the one in Oklahoma? Vulcan Security, please step away.
And our health. The trial of Kyle Rittenhouse continues in Wisconsin. His teenager wrapped up his testimony. The defense continues to call witnesses. In Georgia, prosecutors are presenting their case in the trial of 3 white men accused of shooting and killing Ahmaud Arbery last year. This is ABC News. The first civil lawsuit has been filed stemming from last month's deadly shooting during production of the movie Rust in New Mexico.
Attorney Gary Dordick represents Serge Spetnoy, a lighting technician who Dordick says was on set when Alec Baldwin fired the gun during filming that killed a cinematographer. The bullet, it killed Helena Hutchins and injured Joel Souza, passed Mr. Spetnoy's face, so close the bullet fragments hit him in his face. Spetnoy is now suing the production company and Baldwin, accusing them of negligence. Mark Remillard, ABC News.
Instagram is testing a new feature that can help you stop scrolling. Users who opt in or take a break will get an alert after spending a certain amount of time on the app after 10, 20, or 30 minutes. It could be rolled out next month. Santa sightings may be rare this year. Department store Santas are in short supply this season due to COVID.
Instagram governor.
ABC News.
Man, department store Santas.
What about? You gonna be one too?
They're in short supply. Did you hear them? What is?
Department store Santa.
First of all, I think department stores in general are in short supply. They might not need Santas very soon.
Hey, did you hear that in Maine, they're paying snowplow drivers $310 an hour because they can't get people to drive snowplows. $310 an hour.
Damn it, I can't find this
Just
spot.
like it's in Maine.
An hour.
I could move to Maine, drive for a few weeks.
Yeah, you could. The problem is, you gotta have a driver's license. A what? A commercial license? Well, I don't believe needs a driver's license.
Well, I don't have a driver's license, so I'm illegal every day.
You're illegal.
Every day.
Unless you're a sob sit, in which case.
What's a sob
Haven't you ever
sit?
seen any of the YouTubes about sovereign citizens?
Oh, I have a buddy who's a sovereign.
Come on. You really believe that shit?
Was he not pay taxes? Is that the deal?
They don't believe that the laws apply to them. They believe they're natural citizens and that the United States of America is a corporation and they have no contract with us. And also,
Good luck explaining it to the judge.
and when it comes to motor vehicles, that
Your Honor, fuck you.
that a driver is defined as somebody who's using his vehicle for commercial purposes. So therefore, if you are traveling from point A to point B, but not getting paid for it, you are not subject to the driving laws of that state. You don't need a license, registration, or insurance.
They do have some extremely peculiar views. Now, I'm with you, Capone. I'm going to give you a Class B, and we're heading for Maine. I'm with it.
And $3.10 an hour, it's almost like you make here.
Shit. I wish I could make $3.10 an hour.
What we're doing, $3.10 an hour.
That
you
sounds
make
closer.
here.
That sounds closer.
Hey, what's the decimal point here and there?
Now, man, to the banker, it's a lot. To the banker, that doesn't is serious.
For tomorrow, mostly cloudy, dry, and a high of 54. Currently, it is 54. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin, 6:30 a.m.
The major lady.
Considering one of the biggest tax increases on business.
Love this chair. I wish I could get a chair like this. Hint, hint.
And outcompete America.
Put that on your Christmas list.
Just take
You know
that one.
what? Yes,
Tom
that's a
won't
good
fucking
idea. Brown won't notice, nobody.
No one will notice. It says Ross.
That's what I do is get a chair like this for Christmas and put Sue's on it.
Okay, we'll get you
I don't
one.
know if nobody will mess with it.
We'll chip in.
I'll put a tile on it in case it goes missing. I can track it.
Hey, there you go. In fact,
Or put an alarm on it, a motion detected alarm.
Somebody sits on it. Somebody sits on your seat. You know, you have a fart machine. So if they sit down, and they
Sounds
just
like
have
they-
a crazy fart machine come out. They'll never sit on it again.
Well, a guy might not care. A chick would. Hey, Tommy, I just emailed you Ryan's email. Can you add him to the call screener? Because we're going to have him today and tomorrow. And then I think a few days
I've
next
done
week.
it before. He's still
Yeah, I know.
on there, but I'll do it again.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. I don't know why they can't keep the old memory of their link. There he is. Ryan Schilling. Ryan.Schilling@gmail.com is on there. You're saying you can't get in there? I'll resend it.
You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in
Yeah,
this
we're
nationwide contest.
get all kinds of support out today.
200 200.
Let's get back down. Uh-oh. Bad news. have to lose.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. This hour brought to you by RealCBDThatWorks.com. Don't forget, Tom and the promo code, 30% off. And we talked about how you can use it for pets. Great stocking stuffers for pets. Yes, you can do that. For horses and dogs, it'll calm them down, help their pain, anxiety maybe. You can use it too, of course, the human part. That's Tom and the promo code, 30% off any product. It's great for traveling, by the way, too. Lessens anxiety. That's RealCBDThatWorks.com. Ted's with me from K&H Home Solutions. Now until Thanksgiving, if you call, mention Martino. Hey, if you make an appointment between now and Thanksgiving, you don't have to have it between now and Thanksgiving. Make that appointment, though. Get in line for 45% off your home project. Window siding, doors, more. But window siding and doors is the 45%. Hey, by the way, Ted, on the window siding and doors, which one do people get most?
On windows.
Siding and doors. Which one? Mostly siding?
Mostly,
that's what I mean. Mostly siding, mostly doors.
Mostly windows. Doors is second. Siding's third.
Okay. But siding, on the siding, what are they getting most? I hope Everlast, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the best stuff in the world. I hope you never lose it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's great.
We think it's a great product. We're really happy to represent that. Yeah. Like no problems with it.
Do you remember that call we had on siding where they painted it? I think it was aluminum siding. It was the craziest thing. They painted it a darker color, or maybe it was a lighter color. I don't remember. But the whole thing warped so bad it looked like a wave going on.
It was a darker color, Mark. It was a vinyl, and they painted it a darker color.
Why
and
did it do that?
Absorbed heat.
Yeah.
Because of the dark color. Now, this isn't...
His house looked horrible.
Yeah. I don't know if good siding would do that.
Well, a lot of it is affected by the thickness of it as to how much it expands and contracts. But vinyl is going to expand and contract no matter what. So thin vinyl will expand more and have more of a tendency to warp.
By the way, I just got a notice here from Panacea, 35% off for veterans. So they have to use a code THANKSVETS for an extra 5% off. So that I just found that out. For veterans, use the code THANKSVETS for 35% off. That's RealCBDThatWorks.com. THANKSVETS. Okay. Martha, I think, were we going to ask some, I think I'm going to get Integra on to ask about this. But apparently you were hoodwinked into getting some insurance from a schlock company you called. I don't even know how you got. How'd you find MultiPlan?
Well, I went on Connect Colorado, and I wanted help from, sorry, my dog just went and visits with a bit, from assisters. Assisters are supposed to assist you free of charge getting a policy. So I called Boulder County Health, and she said, I can only help you if you qualify for federal, low income, which fortunately I don't. And she gave me this number. Well, so I called the number, and that's who I got hooked up with. And so anyway, I have tried to cancel. I called again today to cancel, and, they're giving me this whole long thing and explained that, the two big things. I said, I'm just not comfortable. I need you to cancel. And she said, well, we can have it start in January, and we can take part of it off, but you have to have it for 30 days.
No, you don't.
Well, I didn't think so either. She said, I enrolled you in open enrollment, and you signed the document that says that you have to have the insurance for 30 days.
Oh, hold on. I
That's
didn't.
not
So
what I was told.
They're telling you signed something.
Well, I did. I okayed, just on my phone, they sent me a text, and I okayed it, but I don't have a hard copy of that. But I was told that I could cancel and get a full refund. So I thought, well, I'll get the documents. I wanted, an email document copy so I could really read it.
Here's what I want to say.
Here's
what I want to say.
Yes.
That for those listening, Integra Insurance are so good. They're such great people. Had you used Integra, this would not have happened. They help people on and off the exchange. Of course, for tax credits, you have to be on the exchange. If you don't care about tax credits or aren't eligible, you can buy anywhere. But I want to talk to them and ask them about your situation. I have multiplan.us, the website up here. And they look like a legit company as far as health insurance, but I don't like what they're telling you.
Yeah.
So
well, I don't either. And then also, she told me that that on the exchange that the tax credits I have to pay back. And I said, but that's not what Colorado is telling me. And she goes, no, you're liable for all the tax credits.
What the hell is she talking about? What do you mean you're liable?
See, that's well, it didn't.
If you're not eligible for them and you got them, you'd have to pay them back.
Right. And I mean, I went through the whole thing, and she said, no, that's not true. And I thought, so anyway, I got myself in trouble. So,
hold on until we get a hold of Integra. Don't hang up.
Okay, and I have a phone number if you want, a customer service phone number.
Hold on. We'll get that later. 303-713-TALK is our number, 713-8255. Amy, what's going on with you, Amy? Welcome.
Hi, thanks.
Hey.
Okay, so basically, I've been insured with USAA for the last, 7 years. And I ran over a bag filled with glass, and it cut my oil cooling line, which they actually told me that the reason that I didn't have motor oil or oil in my motor was because of my oil cooling line. They also told me that
but hold on. This is real. Let me just tell you something. I don't even know where you're going with this, but if you're trying to blame a blown engine on the fact that you ran over stuff that cut your oil line, I'm just saying it's going to be a struggle. Here's why. They don't like paying for mechanical things. They just don't. And it has to have a direct causation. In other words, if the thing cut the oil line and the oil leaked out, the glass did not ruin your engine. The glass caused an oil leak that ruined your engine. Oil leaks can be discovered, and oil lights can be found, and engines can be saved. I just want to give you this warning going into it. So what's going on, Amy?
Okay, so basically they told me the whole reason that I didn't have oil in my motor was because my oil cooling line broke and I lost all my oil.
It doesn't matter why you didn't have it. The fact is you should have discovered you didn't have it is the point I'm trying to make. They're not. They don't cover your negligence. Okay, go ahead.
No. So what happened is I was driving from I-25 on I-70, and I ran over a bag that fell out of the car in front of me.
Wait, you ran over a what? A bag of what?
It was a bag that bounced out of the car in front of me.
Oh, I got it.
Just in the way to fix it.
And it broke your oil line.
Okay, yeah, and I heard a pop. I actually thought it was my tires.
Okay, and so your oil light came on because you ran out of oil.
No, my oil and okay, so that's the whole thing. I drove from there. I'm only about 2 miles from there. And so then I got to my house, and I checked, and there was no oil light, like nothing came on. And then when I came out the next morning, I turned it on, I heard a knock, and my oil light was on. So then I went and I got 5 quarts of oil, put it in my engine just to find out what the hell was going on. And it ran straight through my vehicle. And then they've had possession of it since then.
Okay.
So both AutoNation and USAA confirmed that the reason I don't have oil in my motor was because of the oil cooling line breaking. And they tried telling me that there was I wasn't maintaining my vehicle because the hose was soft and malleable. And
Martha, listen. You know what? You're just wasting your time. Let me tell you why, okay? I'm not saying you shouldn't fight this, but you're trying, even if they believe you, it is not a direct causation. If you ran over the bag and the bag had lead pipe in it that pierced your engine, that would be direct damage to the engine. Instead, you ran over it and it disconnected an oil line. Oil starvation was the direct cause. Now, before you say it a 10th time, I understand that it was running over the bag that broke the oil line that caused the starvation. But in an insurance policy, what matters is direct causation. Now, if in fact it was instantaneous that your engine failed, that would be one thing, but it was not. And anyone in the world is expected to save an engine before complete oil starvation seizes it, because it doesn't seize instantaneously. When you run out of oil, you can drive for miles, but an oil light or high temps will come on. They're called idiot lights or idiot gauges, and then you're supposed to stop and investigate. I don't know why your engine oil would go completely through it and it was damaged beyond repair if you never drove it after it was exhausted of oil. You said the light did not come on till the next day. But there was no oil on your garage floor.
No, it was everywhere.
Okay. All right. Now listen, here's what I want to know, though. How many miles on your engine?
Probably like 180. But I have record of it.
Okay. Amy?
Put 80,000 of that. I put 80,000 of that this fall, literally, in between September.
Amy, it doesn't matter. You had 180,000. So let's say for argument's sake, they covered that claim. How much do you think that engine with 180,000 miles is worth?
I have no idea.
You don't get a new engine, is what I'm saying to you. You get an engine with 180,000 miles on it.
I mean, I would take that because it would still run. It's a Lexus.
I get it. But what is USAA telling you about it?
They changed their story. First, they told me that they weren't going to cover me because the cooling line.
It doesn't matter what they change. It doesn't matter. They can change their story 100 times. What's the latest story?
Okay. The latest story is that they're just not going to cover it because of normal wear and tear.
Okay. I don't think it's normal wear and tear. However, even with the oil starvation, why didn't you notice 6 quarts of oil dropping out of your car?
Because I literally I was on I-25 exit, getting off on Washington from I-70, and that's where I hit it, was right there on that exit coming on, and then my house is literally a mile and a half from there.
Okay.
So I lost all of it in between from the time that I hit it to when I parked the car.
And what kind of coverage? What kind of coverage were you trying to get collection under? This is collision. What kind of coverage?
I have full coverage.
You have collision coverage on a car with 180. What year is it?
It's a 2000. I'm telling you, I just put 80,000 miles on it just this fall.
It's 180,000 though. What year is it?
It's a 2010.
Okay, so it's 21 years old with 180,000 miles on it. Wait, she said 2010?
11 years old.
I'm sorry, 11 years old. 11 years old with 180,000 miles. It doesn't matter when you put the miles on. It doesn't matter. I don't know why you say that. It doesn't matter. You have 180,000 miles on an 11-year-old car. I'm not saying it's worth nothing. I'm not even saying you shouldn't be covered. I find it shocking you had full collision coverage on this thing. I mean, but okay, so you're saying USAA is being unfair. You can sue them for bad faith. I'm not kidding, by the way. If truly they're unreasonably denying this claim, you can sue them for bad faith. But your car would be totaled anyway. They don't have to pay. What is your car worth? You got to get a value on this car. What is it worth? And then you have to figure that's what they owe you. And then if you go for bad faith, go for penalties. Go for penalties. What do you think the car's worth?
Yeah, I have six more months left of payments on this thing, which is why I have full coverage.
Oh, okay. Listen, when did you buy it? How long ago?
So, and then 9 months, 18 months ago.
This is terrible. This is a terrible situation because I don't know. I mean, let's call Compass, okay? Let's call Compass and get their who is her underwriter? Did she say? USAA. Hold on. We'll be right back. Hold on.
What do you think about it, Mark? What do you think? She should be covered?
I think she should be covered.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know, like, how much they're going to fucking cover.
CANBIR.com. Kurt with a K, Cambeer.com. Securities offered through Cambridge Investment Research Inc., a broker-dealer, member of FINRA SIPC, investment advisor.
180,000 miles on the engine.
Research Advisors Inc.,
That could do
registered investment advisor.
It'll cost you
Cambridge
bridge.
Centennial Capital Partners are not affiliated.
I urge you to call Blake
Harris Law to avoid lawsuits and losing assets. You know what? I talk about simple wills. I talk about regular trust, but I want to talk specifically about asset protection trust, which can be done offshore. It is legal, totally under your control, and it keeps you from being a target from lawsuits. You know, it's about time you try to protect yourself. This country's going nuts. BlakeHarrisLaw.com, where you can get free legal advice just for the asking. And then he only charges you flat rates for exactly what he does. 833-ASK-BLAKE. 833-ASK-BLAKE. Ideal Home Loans for your next ideal home loan. I've been saying that for years. That's because I know this company. I've known him from the beginning. Brent Ivinson, the owner and team, will put you in a better position. That's the whole idea among and in Ideal Home Loans. Why? Because these people, they don't want to just put you in a loan. They want to put you in a better loan. So you don't have to go back to 15 or 30. You can get the low rate and go to whatever rate you want, whatever term you want. You can pick your own term. They also have a pre-approval, which is exactly like a cash deal because the money's set aside for you and ready to go when you find a home. Your offer will have power. And then the interest rate guarantee is crazy because no matter what happens to rates, if they go down, you get refinanced free of charge. IdealHomeLoans.com, 303-867-7000. That's 303-867-7000. Everything can be done remotely if you'd like. 303-867-7000. IdealHomeLoans.com.
Winter is coming, but it's not too soon to secure your Rockies Passport Mini Plan. The most access to the 2022 season. Choose the games, the location, and number of.
Is a lady on line 1 over 65, Tom?
Yes, I found it.
She never said if she was Medicare eligible.
Just this interview I did years ago.
Complex, even daunting. So I suggest expert guide.
Just with Frank. Remember when we did that interview show? You did like 2 or 3 interviews. I did 2 or 3, then we did a best of it. Remember that?
Yeah. Just the right Medicare-related those years ago. Your needs and budget. Integrity Health Advisors charges you precisely $0, and there is no catch. So get started today at integrityhealthadvisors.com. Why does Frank Duran, the real estate man, get top back?
When does it go to the jury?
Judge wants them to end up tomorrow. The jury instructions will be very curious on this. Very curious. I mean, I've never seen a prosecutor. Here, I'll tell you where the judge is in a conundrum. Check it out. He has a good feeling, I'm sure, that this kid's going to be not guilty all the way down. That's why I don't think he's giving the mistrial. I don't think he wants to give the prosecution the opportunity to start over and not fuck up.
Working from home as a short-term trader. Our proven system has helped thousands.
That I would go along with.
It's kind of a really precarious circumstance.
It's strange the way they did that. I mean, you know.
They seem to fuck up so much, like they want a mistrial.
Like OJ?
Well, here's the deal.
OJ, they just had the worst prosecution
Yeah,
ever.
they fucked up.
That fucking whole thing with the glove. And then my favorite was Mark Furman. I've never used the N-word, never used this. Then they played literally a fucking tape of the most racially explicit shit you've ever heard.
LA cops, baby.
And how do you say, oh, I don't lie?
No, that's not me. That wasn't me. You the shaggy.
Wasn't me.
Wasn't me.
Oh, you know, it's always a cover-up, right?
Then why?
And then, but you know what I love is OJ comes out years later and writes a book. If I did it, this is what I would have done. That's some fucked up shit, man.
You think he did it?
Fuck yeah, of course. I thought he did it from day one. Christ, they had more DNA there than, I mean, you can't say he didn't do it.
Then how did he get none? Why was it?
Because the prosecution were fucking morons.
It was jury nullification. They weren't going to find him guilty no matter what.
No, if they had a real prosecutor there, he would have been found guilty. Oh, I do. That Mark Furman shit, you couldn't make that shit up.
They weren't going to find him guilty. No
They
matter
asked
what.
him 100 ways from Sunday if he ever used racial slang or anything, man. And he answered 100 different ways. Nope, never happened. Then they played that fucking tape, made him look like the biggest fucking lying piece of shit you've ever heard. And then that whole fucking glove thing, they basically said, think about it, man. They said, if this glove doesn't fit you, it couldn't have been you. Are you going to try the glove on? And the fucking glove didn't fit. Well, how fucking stupid can the prosecution be?
Well, they showed you how stupid.
Well, I don't know if they said that. I don't know if they said that. Did they say if the glove doesn't fit,
Yeah,
it could possibly be you?
they wanted him to try it on, saying, okay, if it wasn't you, then this glove won't fit you.
He tried the glove on.
Well, he couldn't get it on.
And then Johnny Cochran broke out with it. The glove don't fit.
I know.
Must have fit.
Quit. Can't do it, right?
Yeah, you must have quit.
Yeah. Which everybody heard.
There was no way that
If the glove don't fit, you must be quit.
All I got to say is during that time, LA Council was completely complicit with everything.
Oh, that wasn't that right around, who's the dude that...
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Jared is with Compass Insurance Group, and I want to ask a question. I'm sorry, not Compass, Integra. We are going to get Compass on, though, about that other one. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm waiting for two experts. This is our health insurance expert with Integra Insurance, Jared. Hey, Jared, have you heard of Multiplan, a broker?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's in network.
Martha called Multiplan. And Martha, what did they say to you from the beginning? Tell me what they said to you.
From the beginning. Okay. They said that in order to cancel my current insurance, which is as of January 1, I want to cancel my other insurance. I was told that I had to have a new policy and plan in place, and so I'd need a policy number in order to cancel that.
Okay, first and foremost, just wait, Jared. Yeah. Is that true then? To cancel a current policy, come January 1st, you need a new policy number?
No,
okay.
Not with the Affordable Care.
No, that's true. Okay, so Martha, keep going.
Okay. She also told me that if I looked over the plan and I didn't want it, I could go ahead and cancel, full refund, no penalty, everything was refunded. She also told me that...
Hold on, one at a time, Martha, one at a time.
Oh, sorry.
Jared,
okay.
What about that? If you're not happy after you sign the contract, you can get out within 30 days.
It depends on the company. And remember, Multi-Plan is not an Affordable Care Act plan. It's a non-ACA plan. So it has different rules that if you sign upon it, they have different rules than the ACA.
So they can actually put unfair crap in there.
Correct.
Okay. What's the third thing they told you, Martha?
Okay. Well, the third thing is I told them that I was looking at the exchange, and she said that the premium tax credit would have to be paid back, even if I qualified for them. She said, no, you're always liable for them, so come tax time, they will just increase your taxes. So it's really...
Okay, that's another lie. So you've been lied to, everything they told you. So what else did they say?
If you don't qualify for if you take the tax credits all year long when it comes to your monthly payment to them, then you don't qualify them. Yes, you do pay those back.
First and foremost.
Well, right.
Hold on.
But I do qualify. I do qualify for, a couple $100.
Okay,
said,
just hold on. Just hold on, Mark. Okay, I'm putting Martha on hold. Mark, we're really complicating the issue because in her case, she wasn't on the Affordable Care Act. There are no credits to begin with. So she wouldn't qualify for credits on a plan off the exchange. Is that right, Jared? So it doesn't matter.
That's correct.
Second of all, if she did qualify, they told her she'd have to pay them back, even if she did qualify. Isn't that right, Martha? Didn't they?
Yes.
Even if you did qualify. So they're lying to you. Everywhere you look, they're lying to you.
Yes.
What was the last thing? What was the other stuff they told you?
No, that was the thing. It was the
So right now,
cancellation.
the end result is they talked you into canceling your current policy. You got a new policy, and they will not let you out.
Right. And I have.
What do
I have
they
health
say?
insurance
Do
through
they
the end of
say
the
you
year.
have to have it a month
And so
to
I'm
get
not,
out? What
like,
do they tell
not
you?
Uncovered.
Martha. Okay,
so-
again, I'm going to put Martha on hold because we're trying to help her, and she just keeps going on. What is the situation, Martha? Are they saying you have to keep them for a year? When can you get out? Jared, does she have to wait for open enrollment next year?
No, she should still get into an Affordable Care Act plan. I don't know what her stipulation is with multi-plan. If she signed a year contract, there is year contracts outside of the Affordable Care Act. Not within the Affordable Care Act, it's month to month. So I don't know what she signed.
But with a month to month, though, with a month to month Affordable Care Act plan, if you are past open enrollment, even if it's month to month, does that mean you can change?
No, you have to wait till the next open enrollment period.
Well, then it's just like a yearly agreement. So what the hell's the difference, whether it's a yearly agreement or month to month?
That's a good. It's true, but you are able to cancel it if you want. You're not liable for the whole year of payments.
Okay.
I would not recommend it because you would not be able to get back into a plan, but you are able.
So Martha, do you know your status? Are they saying you have to stay with them a year?
No, it's not a year. It's for a month. But I don't want to do business with them because they're not being honest with me.
But
I want to cancel.
Well, we don't know what you signed. That's the problem. So Martha, they said you have to stay with them a month. When does that month start?
Well, I agreed to have it start in January. Then when they sent me the paperwork, it says it starts in December. And so I called them.
Where in December? When in December?
December 1st. So.
Well, actually, that would be good. That would be good if it started December 1st, because then you could get out of it before open enrollment ends, I believe.
Okay. Well, she told me I could not cancel it because I signed up during open enrollment.
That's a lie.
That's a lie, too. You know, Martha, do you have the name of the person that lied to you?
That's really bad.
Yes, I have two names.
God.
The first person I talked to was Emily Bank.
And what do we do about this, Jared, if she was lied to? This is fraud in the inducement. She was lied to. What do we do?
That's true. Now, we got to check to see if they are regulated by the Division of Insurance, which they probably are, because most insurance plans are, and you can go to the DOI in this case. But other than that is run, right? Do not. I would not have any involvement with these people.
But if she signed a contract, what does she do about it?
Lawyer. I mean, you really.
I would say, listen, if it doesn't even take effect till December 1st and you were lied to, do you have a phone number where you can reach this person?
I do.
We ought to do a three-way call with her, Deputy Marty Smarty Pants or whatever. He does three-way calls because this woman lied to her, and we verified it with Integra. And if she's lied to, she shouldn't be held to this contract. Boy, people, you better watch out for multi-plan because according to this woman, she was lied to right and left.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Michael Brown in the morning and Dan Kaplis in the afternoon, 6:30, KHOW.
Man, that sucks.
What do you like better, FrankDuranHomes.com or Frank Duran the Real Estate?
Well, I like Frank Duran the Real Estate, man, because it's catchier.
I know.
So he uses Frank Duran Homes a lot.
Moving along without any delay right now.
So I can't tell you. I mean, each but.
Really about 15 minutes between C470 and Colfax. So either direction moving well. 225 is delay free, 10 minutes between I-70 and I-25. Now looking at I-70, it's looking pretty good as well. Even that earlier crash westbound at York has been cleared. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, cloudy and 55 today, and then tonight a 20% chance for snow and a low of 29. For Friday, dry and mostly cloudy, a high of 54. Currently, it is 54. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin, 630 KHOW.
Avoid the gridlock of having to sort through hundreds of resumes to find great people. Indeed's hiring platform makes it easy to attract, screen, and interview candidates all in one place. To find your next great hire, visit Indeed.com/credit.
All right. Let's talk about selling your home. You can do that immediately with HomeVestors. Now, you may think, I don't want to use one of those services. I'd rather go with a broker. Well, go ahead. But before you go with any broker or list, if your house has maybe deferred maintenance, you got to make repairs, you're going to do inspections, you're going to have to wait for a closing, and you want to check quickly, why don't you call HomeVestors? The phone call will never do you any harm. It'll take you a few minutes to find out what they'll pay for your home. 800-44-BUYER. It's that simple. 800-44-BUYER. If you're looking for a water system, no, better yet, you don't even know if you need a water system, call Water Pros for a free water test. You'll never find anyone more honest and straightforward when it comes to your water system. Waterpros.net. Paul the Waterman. Ask Paul what you need. He'll let you know. Maybe your water's hard, you need softening. The whole house system under $2,000. Maybe just a water fountain. You never buy bottled water again, you have great water. That's under $1,000. You'll never find lower prices and better systems ever. Waterpros.net, 303-862-5554.
Retirement is the biggest investment you'll ever make.
Partner is a huge decision. I'm Scott Hansen with Allworth Financial, and we believe there's a big difference between saying someday you'll have enough money to retire and actually putting a plan in place so you can retire with confidence. That's why we offer free retirement-ready assessments with experienced financial advisors. So worry less about money tomorrow by scheduling your free assessment today at allworthfinancial.com or calling 888-242-6766.
Hey, let me take a minute and talk about Blue Sky CBD. It has really been working for my aches and pains. And Blue Sky CBD, the more that I am aware of how much it is helping, the more I like it. And I told you about the balm I've used. I had a shoulder injury recently. I continued to use the balm on my shoulder, and it really helps me. I use tinctures in the morning for clarity, energy, and simple inflammation reduction. But now what I really like is the sleep gels. I always have.
I like the balm.
But I take one of those sleep gels about 30 minutes before bed, and honestly, it has really helped me relax and sleep. Also, let me talk about the Pro Gels, which are designed for athletes to use pre and post workout. It really creates great energy boost. You get 30% off your first order with using promo code KHOW, KHOW. And there are things in there that I really believe you will like and will help you. 30% off your first order by using promo code KHOW. It is Blue Sky CBD at bluesky-cbd.com.
I have vinyl siding on my home.
What more can you do to add money to the budget? How about refinancing your mortgage? It
has been up for 10 years, so I guess I got my money's worth. It has faded and rippled on the southern exposure side. In other words, the sun did it, it's gone.
There's no upfront fee, no hidden fee, no application fee, just a simple conversation with a salary-based mortgage consultant. Where you will learn about custom programs that may be a better fit for you than your current mortgage, because there's more to a mortgage than just a lower rate. You can access cash, pay off high-interest debt, upgrade your home.
I just found out my place went up $60,000. But you have the price of my home went up $60,000 and I haven't even moved in yet.
Well, the value or the price?
The equivalent unit.
Okay. For somebody else. So you say 60K. 60.
Right. They're selling it for $60K more than what I paid for it. Isn't that amazing? In a year?
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Have moved in yet? You haven't moved in yet?
Yeah, you moved in yet.
It's Cobble is being built. It's called Prelude at Tava. It's at Valencia and Mississippi. There's a bunch of townhouses, and the end unit which I bought has a main floor master, 2-car garage, normal stuff on the main floor. Upstairs has a second bedroom, huge loft, which I'm gonna make into a poker room with a TV and that part of everything. It has an outside patio built-in TV, and fireplace on the outside patio. Really beautiful place.
Hopefully they haven't messed anything up in the process of building it. Hopefully they haven't messed anything up in the process of building it, because if you haven't gone to fix it and they say no, they'll just give you a deposit back.
Maybe you have a loved one who forgets routines or unusual like letting the dog out, or struggles with chores like laundry or cooking. Sometimes what may seem like a senior moment consistent with normal aging could be symptoms of MCI, the earliest clinical stage of Alzheimer's. If you or someone you know is experiencing difficulties like these, or other memory issues or mood changes, talk to a doctor and consider asking about cognitive screening. You can also learn more about MCI and its most common cause at itstimeyouknow.com by Biogen and ASI.
Right here.
Hi, Tom Martino, your
713 Talk, 713-8255. Welcome to the show. Here to help you solve problems, answer questions, take complaints. Okay, so Amy, she had a problem and it sounded weird, so we wanted to see what we could do, maybe get some information. And I thought, okay, is this one? USA Insurance came. This is a weird one. And I want to ask Compass's opinion on this, because I don't want to discourage Amy if she can get some coverage here. Brian Burns is with us from Compass Insurance Group.
Off the bat, Tom?
Amy?
I just want to say thank you, because literally what you explained to me about how what they're saying, that it has to be a direct correlation with the motor, is something that they just haven't been able to explain to me. So thank you very much for that.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Amy.
But yeah,
I'm not saying you don't have coverage. I want to ask Brian his opinion.
I know.
Okay. Amy has full coverage on her car. She just bought it months ago. It's financed, but it has 180,000 miles on it. It's a 2002 or whatever, 2000. Here's the bottom line.
2010.
I'm sorry, I keep saying that. 2010. 2010. So it's 11 years old, 180,000 miles. And here's the point, Brian. She's driving home. She runs over a bag that fell out of a car in front of her. It cut her oil line. By the time she gets home, her oil has been dripping and draining. The next morning, she started up her car. The oil light was on, she said. Did you drive it then, Amy, or did you go to get oil without driving it?
I drove it a block and a half to go and get oil.
Okay.
Because I was like, there's no way that I lost all of that.
So you went and okay, hold on. So you drove and got oil and you filled it up with oil and the oil went right through it and you realized there was a hole in the oil line. By that time, your engine was seized. Here's what she's saying. She's saying that
it's not technically seized yet. It's knocking.
Okay. She has engine damage. The insurance won't do anything. Here's what they say. It's lack of maintenance, or it's not direct causation, or you should have known it had. I mean, there's all kinds of things. But, Brian, we have seen before, and I told Amy this, where people have tried to get an old car fixed under insurance, an engine with 180,000, 200, 250,000 miles, and insurance companies are very reluctant to fix anything mechanical without a direct causation. In other words, I told her if she was running across the street and a metal bar pierced her engine, the block, that would be direct causation. I think they're hanging their hat on the fact that she ran out of oil and didn't notice it. I don't know. Maybe not. All I'm saying is this. Is there any hope, do you think, of getting coverage under this circumstance?
Well, okay, so I would... Can I throw some things out really fast, though, before that?
Go ahead.
Before it just...
If it matters, Amy, go ahead. Say it. Say it. What?
Thank you. They took my car...
Yes?
They lost my car for 3 weeks before they even got it in the mechanic.
That's
and then
not relevant.
Outside of that, so it's just right. So, but just their communication in general is more just.
Well, they suck.
Kind of what's been upsetting me.
Listen, we get a lot of complaints about USAA, but the fact that they suck doesn't help your insurance claim. Brian, I just need to know: is there any hope in a case like this of getting coverage?
she would need some kind of proof or documentation or expert on her own side that does point the proximate cause, just like you're saying, Tom, that the proximate cause was this bag of glass that cut the line, and it wasn't just wear and tear on an oil line that eventually went out, that kind of thing. You would need something, but if in fact she can prove that was the cause of the damage, I hear what you're saying. They might say, hey, you should have known better. You had a light come on your car, but to me, the proximate cause would be the glass, and I would fight
or the
for that one.
The bag. I don't know if there's glass in it, but it was a bag.
And so I actually have proven,
Where's your proof, Amy?
Their first call to me saying that they weren't going to cover it said that line. And then I told them that I had just gotten that line fixed in March because I had an oil leak coming from there. And so I know that hose
You should have never told them that. You should have never told them that. Never.
What, that I got? But I did get it fixed. I sent them an invoice proving it.
Amy.
That I got that fixed in March.
You just told them. You just told them you had a previous oil leak.
Yeah, from that hose.
That's right, Amy. That's
got replaced in March.
That's right. Which could have done damage.
So that's a brand new hose.
Which could have done damage before you had it fixed. Amy, you're not getting the point. You're just not getting the point. I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm trying to help you. You did not help yourself by saying I just had that line replaced. Okay? What you were trying to show is that it wasn't an old line that broke, that it was a new line. But you also told them that you had a previous oil leak, which they go now and say, aha, you had a previous oil leak. How do we know how much damage happened then? And then they go to wear and tear. Amy, all I'm saying is you're your own worst enemy at this point. Just stop until we figure something out. You need an expert, not them. Someone independent, totally, who says this line was broken and that caused this engine to seize. Now, I don't know how we get around oil lights and idiot lights and high temperature alarms and all of that, because no matter what people tell me, engines do not seize or knock without warning. They don't. They don't.
I mean, I agree with you.
Okay, so, Brian, I can get SOS Inspections to look at it. We can get someone to look at it. Amy, one thing that I think you do that you can't do when you're looking for an insurance claim or looking for something is not talk too much. Let them make the mistakes. Don't talk too much. Don't give them too much information. All you know is your oil line broke. You maintain your car religiously. It broke. And it's seized or it's knocking. And that was the proximate cause, period. That's it. Okay? Don't go to incredible lengths of telling them detail. At this point, Brian, what would you do?
Exactly.
Hold on. I got to take a break. Hold on. I got to take a break.
Yeah, that was a slight that she just missed. That saying you changed that hose said you had an oil leak before.
So she never thought that one through.
Just didn't register. She's figured right in this little bitty box. And she got 180,000 miles on this engine.
Now looking at I-70, it's looking pretty good as well. Even that earlier crash westbound at York has been cleared. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, cloudy and 55 today, and then tonight a 20% chance for snow and a low of 29 for Friday, dry and mostly cloudy, a high of 54. Currently it is 54. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin, 630. Hey, how?
Churches is adding Applewood smoked Texas cut bacon to our all-white meat chicken sandwich. Yep, these two are best flavors forever. Try our new Texas cut bacon chicken sandwiches today. Churches, bringing it down home flavor. Offer valid at participating locations.
Man, I got to try that new.
Let's talk about Ideal Home Loans for your next Ideal Home Loan. If you're looking for a loan, you don't have to look any further than Ideal. They have jumbos, conventionals, FHAs, VAs, whatever you need in a loan. They have the pre-approval, which is like a cash deal when you go to close, because they've already set that money aside. You are approved. It's not pre-qualification, it's approval. They also have the interest rate guarantee. That means if rates go down, you are guaranteed to be refinanced free of charge by just 0.75% over 2 years. Every time you close, you get a new 2-year guarantee. They can do everything off premises by email or phone. 303-867-7000. IdealHomeLoans.com. That's IdealHomeLoans.com. Started in Colorado for Colorado. And the owner, Brent Ivinson, I've known the whole time. 303-867-7000. You want to know someone else I've known the whole time I've been in Colorado? David Ellis from DavidEllisJewelry.com. Now, this would be a great place to stop by anyway because it's a season for buying gifts, right? But here's what you do. You got some old jewelry, old earrings, old chains, tangled messes, coin collections, whatever. If it has precious metals, you can get cash for it today. And maybe buy something while you're there, although there's no obligation. Just go by, get a bid, get a check. DavidEllisJewelry.com, 3rd and Clayton, 303-322-8779. That's 303-322-8779. Stop by. You'll get honest and prompt treatment from David Ellis, who's been there 40 years. DavidEllisJewelry.com, 303-322-8779, 3rd and Clayton, to sell all your old gold and silver and get a check today.
We're on top of it.
Hey, Mark, did you have your buffalo pizza last night?
Man, we had the best pizza ever last night.
Where?
Stagecoach, man. It's this little freaking bar down in Franktown. It's like the only restaurant there. Oh, yeah. Look, the pizza is unbelievable.
I didn't know that. Is it New York style, Chicago style?
It's super thin crust with a shitload of cheese and toppings.
That's New York.
It's not greasy, though.
Is it flexible? Can you bend it in half?
No.
No.
Oh, it's too crispy to bend in half? It's not super crispy, but it's crispier. It's fucking delicious. It's a little crispier than, just a little bit, than what we usually get here. But there's very little grease. It's just good, man. I'll bring one in. You guys will love it.
Yeah, I was about to say next time I'm down your way, that's what we eat.
It's really good, man. We just get that and wings. The clientele's a little sketch, but...
And about 6 beers, right?
No. Like I said, the clientele's a little... The guys next to us last night were so fucking drunk. I watched him go out, get in his pickup truck, and he looked like he fell asleep. And I was thinking, good. I mean, that motherfucker should not be on the road at all.
He made it home.
We left and he was sleeping in his truck. I was thinking, man, I don't think I'd want to own a bar. That dude was like fucking intoxicated. He tried walking out. He had a big, I don't know, like a 60-ounce mug of beer, and it was half. And he's like walking to the front door going, okay, see you guys, waving at the bartender. Well, he tried to, and they're like, you can't take our mug. You can't take beer to go, and you're not taking our glass. He's like, oh, I thought I was allowed to take it. And I'm like, oh, shit. And he was a big boy, too, man. He had to be 300 plus, and he was tall.
Somebody should call the highway patrol on him.
Yeah, that ain't my job, but I was very happy to see him get in his fucking truck and pass out. I'm sure it wasn't his first rodeo. But I think you can get a DUI for that.
Yeah,
I mean, unless you throw the keys in the back or some shit.
If it's not your job, whose job is it?
The bars.
Well, but if you see him get into his truck. And
if I saw him drive off, I might have. I'm not going to say I wouldn't or wouldn't have. But I literally watched him out the window get into his truck because I was thinking maybe his friend, who was still pretty buzzed, but nowhere near where this guy was. I figured his friend was driving, and I was kind of watching to see what the deal was. But he got into one vehicle, and the friend got into another and took off. And I was like, holy shit. But then he didn't go nowhere, and then we left about 10 minutes later, and he looked like he was sleeping.
I bet he's had a few DUIs already.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe smart enough to get in the Congress League.
I think he was. I think he probably knew.
I think the rule was, if I remember correctly, if the keys are within your reach, then it's a DUI.
You think, like, he was in a pickup truck, so if they were in the bed, I'd have no doubt. But if he just put them, like, behind him, I wonder.
So Rust is a movie we'll never get to see.
Which one?
Rust.
It's a series.
It's a series.
No, he's talking about the movie. Not American Rust.
Troubleshooter 303-713-TALK. Let's go back to Brian. Brian Burns, Compass Insurance. So, Amy ran over some kind of obstacle in the road, a bag, cut her oil line, seized the engine. Again, the insurance is going to fight it. Has 180,000 miles. Obviously, she's not going to get betterment, but no matter what would you do? What would you do, Brian? Hire an expert?
Yeah, I mean, you had mentioned getting SOS out there. I would get someone independent that could come out and give the opinion, their expert opinion, what happened to the line. It is an uphill battle. Just now that I've heard, a little bit more of the situation and your conversation with her. You have to have something to be able to prove what happened to this. And then even once you get there, you kind of have to be able to get around the fact that a reasonable person maybe would not drive the car if the lights are on.
That's right.
If in fact, they were.
Because the next day after the light came on, she drove. And she says only one block, but we know it wasn't one block. We know it wasn't. Because one block would literally be one block, and it wouldn't be.
I'm pretty sure the computer in that car, being a 2010, can say exactly when the oil light came on and how far it was driven. I don't think it's magic.
Right. Yep. But I think the first step would be if she is in agreement with those pieces that she really didn't drive a whole lot further than that, I would get SOS out there, get them to give their opinion, and they might just say, no, we really can't tell what happened here. Or maybe they'll say, yeah, this is clearly something that you ran over, but I think you have to start there before you have a chance of fighting their decision.
Hey, Brian, if you have a really expensive car, like I'm thinking back on these original Hummers that had tires that had little air compressors in them, but just the tires were ridiculous, $700-800 a piece. If you had a $500 deductible and hit something in the road like a nail and it destroyed a tire, do you ever see people turn in tires?
No, tires are one of those.
They're excluded.
It's one of the few things on a car that are excluded.
I didn't know that.
To get coverage for tires, right? Now, and I should say that if the whole vehicle was stolen and these were custom, tires and wheels, it can come into play there, but not just for something that you run into.
Here's what I'm going to do, Amy. Suze is going to give you the number for SOS inspections. Usedcarcheckout.com. That's the best we can do. Have him look at your car and give an opinion. You have to pay him. It's not that expensive. It's worth it to fight this claim. And remember, if they are being unreasonable, you always have a bad faith threat against them. I'm Tom Mark.
Okay. All right, Ted, we'll hit a hard other salary. 45.
When compared to other agents on average. Even usually talk about their zero commission program, where the buyer pays all of the commissions, saving you, the seller, thousands of dollars, and how they will guarantee to sell your home at 100% of your list price, or they will pay you the difference. This is how Gay and Sarah are getting their sellers top dollar every single day. Need to sell your home but not sure if you can find a new home to buy? The Riddle Group has exclusive listings you won't find anywhere else. Why just choose any agent when you can work with the very best? When you meet with Gay and Sarah, make sure you tell them that I, Marty, referred you. Call 855-407-SOLD, 855-407-SOLD, or online at Gay, spelled G-A-Y-E, GayHasTheBuyers.com. That's GayHasTheBuyers.com.
KRFX HD2.
So how long has it been since Dale had stopped practicing? Quite a while.
You know what I think?
What do you think?
I think you're okay.
You think I'm okay?
I think you're okay.
You know what, Mark?
You think I'm okay?
Yeah, and I told Belinda that last night.
I know when I first started.
Mark is okay.
My disability was that
How's she doing anyhow? You guys doing good?
I was entitled to,
like I said,
mine was 20,000 tax-free every month.
It's that age, man. You guys are at that age, man. If they're still alive, they're going to be dropping like flies. My parents flew by that age. Like, My dad's brother, everybody's fucking dying. They're all dying. 80. People start dying when you're 80.
That's why here to be the most healthy out. More money by doing nothing. 70-something. Not
Would she die?
And that they were taking you to go back to a residency and found her to the hospital. Never fully recovered.
My grandmother, when she was 89 or 90, fell in a tub. And my dad's brother, my uncle, found her, thank God, the next day. So they figured she had been in there, definitely overnight, but they figured she'd been in there about 14, 15 hours. She was never the same. She didn't have a stroke or heart attack. She slipped and fell. Was in the cold water all night. But man, it made the Alzheimer's go a million miles an hour. She completely went downhill from there. It was such a triggering event, man. It's so crazy.
We don't know how long he had to stay back for hundreds of thousands. We know that one of his friends, Mary, came by and saw him and figured out how to get in the house. If he missed anything, he called the cops. He had to pay back hundreds of thousands of dollars. My aunt called me the next day or so when my dad was a radiologist. So I need to bring my ass to California. I need your hands to the radiologist. And suddenly we go deep sea fishing.
It's at a bend, man.
It's a really
Oh, you told me. Suzanne and I we were just telling somebody else we knew about it. They were saying how hard it would be to lose a kid, but what we're talking about was a very young kid. I don't even remember who it was, but someone. Oh, her stepdad's kid's kid died at like 3. And we were talking about it with somebody else, and Suzanne goes, "Yeah, how about Talib's dad?" And I said, "What are you talking about?" She goes, "Don't you remember that he lost his brother and his dad was talking?" I was like, "Oh yeah, that is crazy. That's some crazy stuff, man." Well, what stuck with me about it is when you were telling me about it, you were like, "Mark, I was there a day or two and just realized I don't think he said anything."
No, he played with.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That shit hit him hard. Was he your older brother or younger?
So he was my dad's youngest. My dad's youngest kid.
So you're half brother.
He's my half brother.
And how old was
he? He had literally he was at the golf course. Yeah,
that's
and also he had just I brought an extra one just in case. He was not a good loser. He was slightly celebrated.
I saw him take a baseball bat.
And what did he die of?
And then picked another baseball bat. He wanted to fight him.
Are we still the same little guy? Well,
yeah, big.
Yeah, wow. Who was that? He's Dewey. From how's he doing? He's still in the house to go after the guys he was living with.
God Almighty. I mean, is he like near death?
And that's like so hard to even prove either way.
Especially you got house.
Yeah, I know. Oh man, you just made me think of this movie. Oh my God, Something of a Dream. Oh my God, is it so good? Oh, hey babe, what's that movie where the woman is doing a bunch of pills? Her kid and his wife are shooting heroin.
Requiem for a Dream.
Requiem for a Dream. Holy shit, have you seen it? It is so good, man. It is so good.
That phone number I put
Oh
up
my God,
next to
it is so
Shawarma
good.
is for people to call and
Requiem
tested
for a
positive
Dream.
to find
It is by
locations.
far one of my
So just so you
favorite
know,
movies
that's
of
what
all
the phone
time.
number
It's
is, okay?
very.
I asked her for a half hour of her
There's
time,
some parts
just
that are
in case.
really disturbing, man. Really disturbing.
The soundtracks, I love the music when it is
Sounds good on Saturday, or do I make
It's a
it early
movie.
later?
Yeah, it's about an hour and a half. It's
20
very,
years older, so.
it's older than that. It's very well done.
1 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you how to get some soap.
I'm going to tell you how to get on Robert Downey Jr.
Shoot me a plot.
Working from home as a short-term trader.
Beverly Hills. Remind me to send you that. I was going to say it tomorrow, but I wouldn't have to send you that right after that.
Well, it builds up.
He's a teenager.
There's
no way I couldn't have seen it. I mean, I'm not like remembering it. Watching it again. How's that? You've got to see that though, man. You have got to see that. What his girlfriend ends up doing to get her fixed.
Requiem for a Dream.
What's it about?
Drug users.
Okay.
But it's different
Oh, we're going off
generations.
the rails.
It's like the mother's on pills. She thinks she's so screwed up in the head. She thinks she's on a game show all the time.
Who's that?
A movie called Requiem for a Dream. It is so good. I wouldn't have your kids watch it. Definitely not. Like, we would let our kids watch a lot of rated R shit when they were younger, but I would not let them watch this. Although it might keep them off drugs.
The Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. K&H Home Solutions is with us. They're giving 45% off till Thanksgiving if you call. Now, you don't have to do anything but call and reserve an appointment, and if you buy, 45% off your project, but you got to call before Thanksgiving, 303-421-7100. And they're here for, as you know, I've been associated with these guys for, 40 years. And when I first came to town, and then I met Ted, he was taking over the company, not quite 40 years ago, when I met him, he was taking over this company that had been around. It's a 65-year-old home improvement company, all told. Now it's K&H Home Solutions. So we'll talk to him in a minute here. So, Ted, I'm vaccinated. I'm not talking for or against vaccinations. I'm not telling people what to do. I just say that because I'm going to have a conversation about treatments. I, for some reason, feel like the government downplays treatments and prevention other than vaccines. Now, again, I think it's because they have the narrative that the vaccine is the only true safe thing to do. And I don't think they want to encourage people by giving them false hope, the government's point of view, that is, of a treatment or of preventing with a strong immune system. If you notice, Dr. Fauci has never emphasized immunity, ever. Not natural immunity, not building your immune system, not losing weight. He's never said to America, you know, as part of my job, maybe I should tell you how to prevent serious cases of COVID. Maybe I should tell you, you know, sure, vaccines are wonderful if that's what he believes, but don't forget, there hasn't been a deadly case of COVID. Not one. With elevated zinc, vitamin D, C, quercetin, and selenium. Never. Zinc, they're always deficient in those areas. Why is that? Is that a coincidence? I'm not saying you're going to prevent COVID. I will never say that. I'm not saying it's better than a vaccine. No, I'm not. But what is wrong with emphasizing wellness? What is wrong with emphasizing that most people who are obese have more problems? What is wrong with that?
Because our society wants quick fixes. If you get the vaccine, you're immune. If Fauci says do this, exactly what you're saying, Tom, it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to build up your immune system gradually, and you will be protected. But unfortunately, our society has come to the point where we want quick fixes for everything.
Doc, it's worse than that. How about people that have natural immunity because they actually had COVID, like myself? He totally overlooks that.
Right, what I'm
our
saying
entire government acts like There is no natural immunity to this disease.
Which, by the way, has never, ever happened before in history. Right. Never have they advocated vaccines for people who've had viruses, ever.
But to your point, everybody wants a quick fix, Tom. You know that.
Yeah. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is there is a treatment. We've heard about it.
Barely.
We've heard about it. It's an antibody treatment for COVID that helps in a lot of cases. Did you get it, Doc, when you were in the hospital, that antibody treatment?
Yes, I got it.
What is it called?
It's called recombinant immunity.
Okay, so what do? They give you what? They give you the antibodies from other people?
From other people, right, who have had
it. Who have had it. Get the, Mark, they treat people with people who've had it, but if you've had it, you need a vaccine. Figure that one out.
Now, here would the question. If there's someone out there that doesn't want to get the vaccine for any reason, why wouldn't they just go get the antibody treatment? My understanding, and we're going to have someone that knows a lot more than me in a second on, but my understanding is there's 50 different places around Colorado you can go get that treatment for free right now.
I meant to say it's convalescent serum is what I meant, Tom. That's what you told me. It's convalescent serum.
But there's a special name for those antibodies.
Yeah, it's convalescent serum.
It's monoclonal
antibodies.
Okay, well now that's the name I wanted. Monoclonal. What does that mean? Monoclonal.
Just means there's one type of antibody. Mono.
Okay. Now, we also have that Deputy Doc here retired. We also have, in fact, Deputy Doc, an OBGYN retired. We have an active Dr. Usha Varma on.
Delivered our child, one of our children.
And she was a reference from you got a reference from us, right?
Oh, yeah. Yep. 20-plus years ago, Tom.
Isn't that weird?
It's crazy.
I remember she was on our show, and it was weird. I believe Stephanie recommended her to Donna, right?
And then Donna recommended her to me when I was pregnant.
To you,
mm-hmm.
And then you used her, and isn't that funny?
Yeah.
And she's still in practice, right?
Yeah.
Dr. Varma. Hi, Dr. Varma. Dr. Varma, may we ask you a question? Why don't people know about these antibody treatments all over the state? Free.
Because even doctors, really physicians, have not been told exactly how to navigate when a patient calls you and she says she's COVID positive. 3 months ago, there was a conference held by University of Colorado, but they did not say anything that people would get from this conference because it was only for doctors. Finally, a month ago, I started investigating the company that makes Regeneron, which is the monoclonal antibody company. They gave me a toll-free number, how to navigate, who the patient should call, what to do. To this day, most people don't know because it's not televised. You're the first person really going on national radio talking about it. It's not done. And even in the place where I work, I cannot get this information because it's given as a freestanding infusion center. You cannot get it in the emergency room. You cannot get it because you're in the hospital, because once you're in the hospital, it's already 7 days. It's too late to get the monoclonal antibody. And I'm not sure, as I said to you before, it seems like Florida has been ahead on the game where they keep talking about it, and they did what they had to do.
We're talking about treatment. We're not talking anti-vax. We're talking treatment. And here's the point. If you are diagnosed with COVID, why is it important that you get the monoclonal antibodies within 7 days?
Because the viral load is very high on the first 7 days. After that, it goes down. Then it starts creating complications for some people, especially who are compromised. So after that, it won't work. It works directly on the active virus for the first 7 days.
For the first 7 days?
Yes.
And, Doctor, why, as Mark asked, why wouldn't you get it as a preventative? It doesn't work as a preventative?
No, it does not. It needs to kill the virus. It does not work as a prevention unless you had the virus.
Okay, so people who get COVID test positive, they can get it free. Monoclonal antibodies free at how many sites?
There are about 50 sites.
50 sites. And I have never once heard this ever, not once, on local television, not once.
How effective is it? Have you seen research, Doc, that, the effectiveness of people that do get it in that time frame?
as far as we know, the research has showed it works. And to be honest with you, I had an Indian patient who said it's used in India very easily. They admit you in the hospital, they give you the monoclonal antibodies, and then that's it. So it has been used a lot more than we are using in Colorado. I don't know about other states. I know in Florida, to be honest with you, they did a good job by saying to people, it's not the mask, it's not the vaccine. Please get COVID testing. And if you're positive, go to this place. If you look at their site for the disease health department, you'll see the directions are very clear. I don't see such clear directions with our CDPHE. I'm not sure if the patient knows where to navigate. And there is a toll-free number that will help you, which is called NICA, National Infusion Center Association.
And what will they, and I'll give out that number in a minute, but what do they tell you when you call that number?
They'll first ask you your details, if you're valid, who you are, what happened. They'll ask you whether you had COVID test positive, and then they will direct you to the closest infusion center that you can go to get the infusion.
And you get it for free. And you get it for free.
Except for if you don't have any insurance. Other than that, everybody gets for free. I think insurance is about $500. And even Denver Health has a freestanding place. You cannot get this in the hospital. It's outside the hospital.
Why can't you get it in the hospital?
That's what I ask my emergency room. I ask people, and I don't get answers. First of all, why don't I get information that I want from where I should be getting as a physician is the question. I don't.
You know, the first thing I think of when she says it's not in the hospitals is they want you to be sicker because they make more money if you're sicker in the hospital.
Not just sicker, Mark.
To think that way.
They want to be able to push the vaccine, and the higher numbers of very sick people and death push vaccines. And if people could go and get an easy treatment and be done with it, they're afraid less people would be vaccinated. Let's be honest about it. That's what it is. That's why they don't stress wellness. That's why they don't stress treatment. You've heard Pfizer coming out with a pill to treat it, right? What happened to that? You know damn well the Biden administration said, no. We need more mandates. We don't do that. Fewer people will get vaccinated. We can't do that.
Well, if you think of the logic, though, you think, okay, well, if I do get it, I take this pill, I get this treatment, this antibody treatment, and then I'm done. I have natural immunity. I'm done with it.
Yeah, but see, then they wouldn't have power over you. There's no power. You see, I said in the very beginning, once you have more power than the government ever had, they will never, ever relinquish it. Never. That's what it's about. It's about power. You think it's about health? If it was about health, they would tell you to lose weight. That's your best chance of survival. Lose weight. Increase vitamin D. Somebody dies of cardiovascular disease every 36 seconds. This is not about health, people. This is about control. It's about control. When are you going to get that through your head? For God's sakes, have you ever seen more demigods in your life? Have you ever? Making their speeches? Doc, I didn't want to involve you in a political speech, so I'm not going to. But Dr. Varma, so the number they call, they get these treatments free of charge. There's no hang-up. Of course, if they don't have insurance, they'd either have to go to Denver Health or they have to pay $500.
About 500, yeah.
But most people have insurance, right? I think. Is this Medicaid. The number here, this 877? 877-332-6585. Think about that. 877-332-6585. You will be directed to an infusion center. Think about it. Free of charge. My God, is that the...
It's the first I have heard of it.
The bigger the headache, the bigger the pill, the bigger the pill, the fatter the bill.
That's right. That's right. Dr. Varma, we can't I hope you hang out in case we have some questions here. We have more coming up.
Mark, it is so freaking disturbing.
So where are these infusion centers at?
I guess they'll tell you when they're about to send you to one. Because there'd probably be a line in front of them if there was just a poster that said infusion center.
You can lower your payment by over $100 a month. saving thousands in interest. But you've got to act now, because no one knows how
They
long
like you chasing the money about this money.
A simple way to get big savings, Rocket can. Call us today at 8338-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com.
It's all about control.
That's 8338-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.
Refinance offer assumes a rate of 2.99%, 3.21% APR, 70% loan-to-value ratio for the cost of 1.75 points. $4,375 due at closing. Monthly payment of $1,052.66. Taxes and insurance not included. Payment will be greater. Rates current as of 7/26/21. Conditions apply. Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states. NMLSConsumerAccess.org number 3030.
Man, can that guy talk quick. Check it out. Open enrollment is right now. If you are in Medicare and you haven't looked at your supplements, especially your Part D, you need to call the guys at Integra and talk about it. There's been a lot of price changes. They could save you money on your supplements right now. 303-466-5500. And if you're not in Medicare yet, open enrollment to pick out health insurance is now. You need to give these guys a call. There's been a lot of price changes. You can actually, for the first time, save some serious dough. Get the same type coverage, maybe through a different carrier, and save money. Integra Insurance, I use them. Tom uses them. We all use them. 303-466-5500. Give them a call right now. There's no cost to it. The insurance companies pay these guys. They're there to fight for you and get the best rates for you and the best plan for you and your family. 303-466-5500 or go to IntegraInsurance.com. Now let's talk about Joan Sullivan. You know, everybody and their mother seems to be pushing reverse mortgages. I see Henry Winkler or Fonzie pushing them, the old guy from Heart to Heart pushing them. Here's the bottom line. You want to go with someone that's going to give you the right advice. Is a reverse mortgage for you? Joan Sullivan will give you the skinny on the situation. She'll tell you if it's not right for you. She'll give you all the good, the bad, and the ugly about reverse mortgages. She's an honest woman that literally has her own product. Joan has a reverse mortgage. Go to ApprovalReverse.com. That's ApprovalReverse.
How long for that?
Probably 3.5. 6.
Oh, it's 6 hours. You know what's happening? On the way than that. At the station, my baby.
Where will you get a chance to buy products that would add drastically?
Let me read from the University of Health Science Center.
Hold on one sec, Doc. Is it about the treatment?
Yes.
Everlast siding and beautiful entry doors. Hi, I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino. With the confidence you'll never find better products or a better company to install and guarantee them all at 40% off. With a 60.
Hey, are you in the building yet?
Visit khwindows.com or call 303-421-7.
Oh, okay. Let's we can do it over the phone later. I just want to tell you exactly what I want to get rid of. No, you're fine. We'll talk in a while. I don't know, Susan. We usually split pretty quick. It's 123.
Eating, talking, exercising, laughing, smiling,
okay.
Taking family photos, cheering, and experiencing.
Yeah, I'll figure it out, or we'll do it in the morning. But with Integra, I got to figure it out. We're going to do a deal with Brown and a deal with Leland. And I've got everything laid out exactly where I want you to book the spots, the exact dates, everything. So I can actually send that. I'm going to send that to you now. Of course, budget went down again for the 10th time, but I mean, we're just done. It is what it is. So I'm going to send that to you right now. Yeah, absolutely. All right, bye.
Tom, this is from the UC Health site. Look, patients who are at high risk and most likely to benefit from this treatment may be considered. Those not belonging to one of the high-risk groups will not be considered under the current FDA guidelines.
Well, they probably changed that.
For the antibodies.
Let's tell her. Treatment.
Let's tell her, screw that.
I'm just reading what
I know. I want to be accurate here. Screw her. I'm just kidding.
No, I bet that. How old is that, Doc?
I just Googled it right now. Well, let me see what it was.
I mean, how old's your article? Yeah, I know you just do.
That's pretty good. Should be from today.
It's not from today.
The Sharp Express is the #1 internet car dealer in Colorado, and you can shop over 1,000 cars, trucks, and SUVs today at thesharpestdrive.com. They have cars under $10,000 and even 2020 models, so get shopping today at thesharpestdrive.com.
This report is paid for by Business Roundtable.
Temperatures may be high in the mid-50s. We will have a bit of a breeze, anywhere from 15 to 20 miles per hour, with plenty of sunshine to go around. A little bit of a rain snow mixed chance as we get into tonight. I'm Fox 31 Pinpoint Weather Team meteorologist Kevin.
So the thing that people that are compromised with
One
that
of the
benefit.
biggest tax increases on businesses in the
You have to fall into one select group.
does not innovate and outcompete America. Raising taxes will hold.
Well, no, wait. I'll tell you why that's not. I'll tell you why that's not relevant. I mean, whether or not it's correct, I don't know. Her cousin just had it. He's about 48 years old. Got it. He's in great shape, and they said go do this, and that's what he went and did. That was in Texas.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Sherry, go ahead. You're on. You have a comment? We were talking about this. Here's what we said. Is there something wrong, people?
You're good now.
All right. Tom Martino here. One of the things we talked about,
when you are diagnosed with COVID, you can get free monoclonal antibody therapy, free. You just call the number and they direct you to it. And Dr. Usha Varma, a local doctor here, said she doesn't understand why no one knows about it. No one. No one. No one. It's never been on the news. Nothing. Nothing ever. We're the first ones to publicize this. Sherry?
Yeah.
Are you calling from Washington?
I'm calling from Spokane, yes.
Okay,
and
from Spokane.
I've been listening to you for years, and I am currently recovering from COVID. My first symptom cropped up on October 18th, which is a Monday. On Wednesday, I went in and I got a COVID test, and it came back negative. My roommate also got a COVID test. We were both having the same symptoms. His came back positive. I was not offered the antibodies until I ended up in the hospital on day 10 because I couldn't keep any fluids with me, and my electrolytes were pretty much completely gone from my body. So I had to get all these fluids and everything, and they offered me the antibodies in the hospital. And then they said, oh, wait a minute. What day is this of your symptoms? And I said, day 10. And they said, well, that's just way too late. And I said, here's the problem, Tom, is that if you can test, and it's a high rate of people that can have a false negative within the first 5 days of symptoms, yet you need those antibodies within the first 5 days of symptoms. So what the heck do you do?
What did you do?
I couldn't take it because I got a false negative. And so they didn't offer it to me until I was positive on day 10. And by then it was too late. So I just wrote it out. My symptoms, I took care of myself before I ever got COVID. I took all the vitamins and everything. And so my basic COVID symptoms were never that bad. It wasn't until I couldn't keep any fluids in me from, the vomiting and diarrhea and everything that things kind of went south. But that's happened to me before with like the regular viruses, the flu and stuff. So it wasn't that surprising to me that it happened. But as far as all the other symptoms, not that big of a deal. But no, you don't. I mean, I knew about the antibodies, but I have a good friend that I work with who knows all kinds of different stuff about COVID, and she had told me about it. But it's just, you're right. There is no information, and I'm so pissed. on how to take care of yourself at home. Now, let me tell you something else. My brother-in-law was a nurse at a hospital here in Washington State for 15 years.
Yeah.
He has lived in the same hometown his whole life. He and my sister have packed up and moved to Montana.
Yeah.
Because they were going to make him get the shot at work. And I would tell you, right before he left, he had a car crash victim come in. The guy's head had gone through the windshield. He was in a coma, was in the hospital. My brother was caring for him, died a couple hours after he got there from his head wounds. And what do you think he actually died of on the paperwork? COVID.
But did he test positive for COVID?
That I don't know. He probably did.
But who cares?
He probably had COVID.
But I understand what you're saying. I understand. I had a nephew, over 300 pounds, and cirrhosis of the liver, and an addict, and 100 different things wrong with him. And he tested positive for COVID, died of a heart attack, and they listed COVID as this cause. Anyway, it's ridiculous. But basically, Dr. Varma, Deputy Doc read that the FDA, Doc, what did you read? That the FDA is not recommending it for everyone, that only people of high risk get it?
That's what the UC.
Go ahead.
That's what the University of Colorado Health Center site just said, that the antibody will be offered to people with underlying conditions.
And high risk.
And if you are not one of the groups that don't fit that, currently you will not be offered the antibodies. But let me just say something.
Hold on. Dr. Varma, do you know about that?
No, the thing is, we have to fight that. It's not true. When you go to other places, other states, it is offered very easily. I have somebody from Florida who said, no big deal, it was offered very easily. In some countries, it is offered very easily.
I'm just talking about Colorado, not other states.
Yeah, I understand, but
Suzanne's cousin in Texas got it.
Yeah, what Dr. Varma is saying, we need to, fight that, because it is available. Andrew, what did you want to say, Andrew? Go ahead.
Hey, I'd like to talk about vitamin D. I know you're a big proponent of it.
That's one of the vitamins. I don't think you can take one vitamin and be done with it, but go ahead.
Well, no, and vitamin D is actually not a vitamin. It's a hormone. So I'm being told by people 10,000 IUs, international units, is bad for you, and it causes nerve damage. Is that true?
Well, I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but let's put it this way. I've been doing 10,000 for so long I can't even count for years.
That's what I thought.
And I do, but I'm not telling you to do it. Listen, I'm really careful about that. I do 10,000 units of D3. I get blood work every 3 months. Every 3 months, my D levels are checked along with everything else. I do C, I do D, I do zinc, I do quercetin, I do selenium, and I do, there's one other. Anyway, listen, I've been, I'm not saying I'm immune because I got vaccinated, but before that, I was exposed 6 times, including Deputy Doc in very close proximity, sniffling and hacking up a lung. And he calls and he apologizes, says, hey, you guys better get checked. And then I had my kids all over me. I mean, we just are a close family, and they have it. I mean, or they had it. So, listen, all I'm saying is there is nothing wrong with having a strong immune system, and this country has made it sound like you're some kind of nut. If you advocate natural immunity, and if you advocate exercise, and if you advocate losing some frickin' weight. I mean, I see these giant fat people wearing masks, smoking. I see people in their cars eating the most atrocious crap they can put in their mouths and with big giant Cokes, and they're worried about the virus. Dr. Varma, I want to thank you for letting us know about this. We're going to let people know about it. And do you have anything else to say?
I just hope that we understand the financial part and the politics that involved in this game has pulled the rug under our feet so bad that people died. And that's what's really sad.
Thank you very much for being here. We appreciate it. So that number could save a life. 877-332-6585.
Now, let me just say something. The woman who called from Spokane, let's say there was a limited amount of the antibiotic. She's the perfect reason why there needs to be a system to differentiate who gets it. She did not need the antibiotic.
Why?
Because she had a mild case, and she didn't need hospitalization.
But they're saying
Let me finish, Mark. So if there was a limited supply, she should not have gotten it.
If there was a limited supply,
right.
Fair enough.
If there's an unlimited supply,
they don't even advertise it. It's
right.
really
If
unlimited.
there's an unlimited supply, give it to everybody. But if you're going to differentiate, she should not have gotten the antibody treatment because she didn't need it. Does that make sense?
If there's an unlimited, if there's a
right.
small supply.
Right. So maybe in Colorado, for some reason, we don't have an
They don't
unlimited
advertise
supply.
it. There's probably a shitload.
That doctor, her name was Dr. Pharma?
Yeah.
P-A-R-M-A?
Yeah.
Was to say no and keep America competitive. Paid for.
Yeah,
by
she
Business
delivered,
Roundtable.
I want to say she delivered miles.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. You know what Frank offers? Both buying and selling services. If you're looking to list your home and sell, he's not going to stick you to a long-term contract. He wants to make sure that you're happy with him. And you know what? No one really is unhappy with Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. And people looking to buy, he has a team to help you there too. Plus, he does free market valuations of
Your home simply for the asking. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. And those market valuations have no obligation. Find out what your house will sell for. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. All right, let's talk about SimplyFloorsInc.com. Buddy and Karen Mitchell are at 52nd Ward Southwest Corner, but you don't have to go there. You can have them in your home. Go to the website, make an appointment for your home. They are the experts on what to buy and how to install and where you need it. They're the floor covering experts, and you get all of this with better prices than the big boxes. Simply Floors Inc. That's I-N-C. SimplyFloorsInc.com. Paragon is a great service. Why do we like public adjusters?
Well, it's easy for me to talk about. Matt at Paragon got me $70,000. My homeowner's insurance said, Mark, you don't have any hail damage, but I'm watching all my neighbors get new roofs. So I called Matt up. Matt got involved. He's a public adjuster. He fights for you. He's not on the same side as the insurance company like the adjuster they sent out. He represents you. When he represented me, it went from zero, Tom, to $70,000. You have any issue. Maybe you think you're getting underpaid. Maybe they're rejecting your claim. Call Matt. It's free to talk to him. And if he does get you money, he just takes a small percentage. Go to referrallist.com and just start typing in Paragon. That's referrallist.com.
Retirement is the biggest investment
It's all tax-free, right?
What's that?
When you get paid for something like that,
Yes.
it's all tax-free.
Yes. That would be correct.
Thomas, I did not disagree with one thing. I agree with 100% with everything she said. My only condition, we don't know if there's a limited supply in Colorado.
No, but we know they rather have people sick and under the control.
Oh, I'm not disagreeing. I'm only just saying I don't know how much of the antibody we have in Colorado.
You can post your job.
You know, every state is different.
Then all you can do is hope.
But everything she said, I agreed with.
That's possible we don't have a lot of supply because we haven't pushed it.
We have what?
It's possible we don't have a lot of supply because we haven't promoted it. But there's probably plenty of supply available.
I'm not. Like I said, I agree with everything except what the University of Colorado said was that they're doling it out based upon who needs it, and for some reason we don't have enough to give it to everybody. Why? I don't know.
See why 4 out of 5
And maybe we should.
a job in ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And
I don't know.
now you can try ZipRecruiter
I really don't,
for
Doc.
free. That's right.
I don't know, obviously they can't give treatment to everybody if it's limited. Right?
Well, right. But why is it limited in Colorado but not in other states?
I think it is. She didn't get it. That woman didn't get it.
When she was in Colorado, she was in Washington.
She was in Spokane. So they may have a limited supply in Spokane as well. And she shouldn't get it.
But there's guidelines were that she had to get it within the first 5 days, she said.
Well, but no, the thing was she didn't get it. She had a negative test.
Right.
And so she wasn't sick enough to get it.
But she didn't qualify.
She didn't qualify. And when she became positive enough, she didn't. Not only was it past the 7 days, but she sounds like she was young and healthy and didn't fit the criteria of people with comorbidities. And that's exactly why she's a perfect example of why we should dole it out carefully, because somebody else could have used a dose that she didn't need.
Yeah. That's hard to evaluate, though, when you come in
It has
and test
really been
positive.
working for my aches and pains.
Say again?
That's hard to evaluate when you come in.
Well, it's not hard. No, it's not hard to evaluate underlying conditions. If you come in with a positive test and you have diabetes and COPD and high blood pressure, and you're 16 years old, you get it. If you come in with positive and you're 24 years old, have no underlying conditions, and are healthy, you don't get it. I mean, there are criteria.
Although a lot of people have been getting it, but we've been younger people
that are getting
COVID.
They're not dying from it. That's the thing. They're not dying. They're not being hospitalized. They're getting sick. One of my poker buddies, he's 42 years old. All the rest of us are in our late 60s, 70s. He was really sick. Had it for 4 days. And that was it. He said his wife was sick for 2 days. His kids were sick for 12 hours. He said the whole family, he didn't need any treatment because he was young enough and healthy enough. The COVID didn't do to him what it did to me.
Yeah, there's people that really think that was a satanic ritual at that concert. I mean, this whole thing's actually gaining traction. It's so insane.
You don't get that shit with all that stuff.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. All right, Christina, what's going on with you? Hello, Christina. How can we help you?
Okay, so I've been at my apartment complex since 2018. I was looking to renew my lease this coming January, and they sent me papers stating I need to vacate the premises.
When is your lease up, Christina? When is your lease up?
My lease is up in January.
And they told you they want you to move when?
January.
Okay, so they're basically saying we're not going to renew the lease.
Yes.
How long have you been there?
I've been here since 2018. No complaints. Always been on time on my rent.
Is it an apartment, condo, or townhome, or what?
It's a studio.
Okay. Now, I always want to look for reasons. You never missed rent. You never had complaints against you. And they simply said goodbye.
Yes.
Huh.
After my first 3 years, I dealt with roaches. I went through all their treatments. Nothing helped. The area is not the best. My neighbor
hold on, though. But that roach thing, did you keep bugging him about it? Not that should get you thrown out. I'm just curious.
Yes, I continue to bug them about it.
Like, when was the last time you bugged him about it? No pun intended.
Probably almost about a year ago. I haven't had him
too bad. Do you think that's the reason? Do you think they're just being mean? I mean, why do you think? Let's get right down to it. Why do you think they want you out of there?
I honestly don't know. Because I've asked her if she's had anything available in January as far as a one-bedroom or a studio, and she keeps telling me that there's nothing available.
Well, why are they letting you go, though? You're there. I mean, did you say...
I don't know.
I mean, did they say... Are they raising the rent, maybe? And you said...
Maybe they can rent it for twice what she's paying for it.
Well, but they would at least ask her, right?
They raise it every year regardless. But they sent me an email, and this is what she said in her email. She said, we make decisions based on floor plans, pricing, and other factors that make it necessary not to renew you. Please do not think it is anything that you have done. We will absolutely give you a good rental reference.
We're not hearing the whole story. They just don't want to make trouble. I don't know what it is. But, Christina, there's not much you can do. You can't force them to renew.
Even with 2 month notice, like, there's nothing I can do?
Well, no, actually, they're giving you a lot of notice. I mean, what does the lease say they have to give you?
Well, as far as I know, if I was not going to renew my lease this year, I had to give them a 90-day notice. And they gave me 2 months.
What does it say? Okay. Usually, the notice that they have to give and you have to give are the same. Are they only gave you 2 months notice. That's a long notice. That's 60 days, right? And you were required to give 3 months notice?
Yeah.
That's
if
a little.
I'm going to move out, I have to give them a 90-day notice.
But it says if they're not going to renew, they only have to give you 60 days?
Yeah.
Okay. That's weird. And it says that in there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know. It's just.
But if they're going to give you a good reference, you have income, you have good credit. What about that?
I don't. That's why I told him, like, I don't. I'm living paycheck to paycheck just to live here.
Yeah, and this is going to be hard.
She could tell me that we have good rental references, like people I can go to for help, but.
This is weird.
Can we ask her what her current rent is?
What is your current rent? How much you paying for that studio?
Right now I'm at $9.93 a month, and it's not worth it.
Dirt cheap.
I promise you.
You're saying it's not worth it, man. You're not going to find anything cheaper right now.
Exactly, and the only reason I plan on sticking here is because I don't have the money to move, and now they're just like forcing me out.
Does she qualify for Section 8?
What is your income?
Right now I'm making $14.77 an hour, and I'm working probably 35 hours a week.
All right, listen, there's really nothing like I can think of legally. I can't think of you forcing them. We could call and ask why they're asking you to move and why they won't even consider you for a renewal. If you want us to. And if so, let's have Deputy Dollar or somebody just ask that question. You know, we can't force them, but we can ask a question. Maybe if they think we're looking into it, they might do something.
They want to double that right now.
I think she might actually be.
$14 an hour doesn't seem like a hell of a lot. It's not. She might be able to qualify for Section 8.
Good. They want to double that rent at least.
Yeah.
There's no question about that.
I mean, I have a nice one-bedroom, but it's $2,100 a month.
They want it.
Yeah.
Right now in Denver. With your in-time traffic and weather, I'm Janine LaRue, 630 KL.
Westera Credit Union, selected as one of the 5 best in-state credit unions in Colorado by Forbes 2 years in a row. More info at westeracu.com. That's westeracu.com.
All right, check it out, Master Rooter Plumbing. These guys do something amazing no other plumbing company does. They will actually send a licensed plumber to your house for a free estimate on whatever you need. Maybe a new sink installed, maybe a leaky pipe, maybe you have a clogged drain. And speaking of clogged drains, if any company ever tells you you need a sewer line replacement, you have to call Master Rooter for a free second opinion. That even includes the camera going down and scoping the line. They'll show you the live video right there, give you a copy of it, and hopefully you don't need a sewer line. They're able to repair a lot of stuff when other companies tell you you need an entire sewer line. These are the guys other companies use as well because they own their own Excavation Company. 720-434-3406. Master Rooter Plumbing. 720-434-3406.
Let's talk about something that is really important. That is estate planning. We have just the person for you to call for free legal advice. Tell him what you have, what you want to accomplish, and he'll let you know what you need. And it's all free. Free legal advice. BlakeHarrisLaw.com. 833-ASK-BLAKE. Now, if you want to have something done like a trust or a will or some kind of estate work, he will charge you by the task a flat rate. So call him. 833-ASK-BLAKE. BlakeHarrisLaw.com. Free legal advice about a very important part of your life. Estate planning. 833-ASK-BLAKE.
Take advantage of one-on-one support from United Healthcare at select Walgreens locations in Denver. Current United Healthcare Medicare members can get help with plans, billing questions, and more Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. If you're new to Medicare or looking to switch plans, talk to a licensed sales agent Tuesdays and Thursdays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's a great way to learn about Medicare plans in the Denver area. Take advantage of one-on-one Medicare support at United Healthcare Medicare Member Services inside Walgreens at 5190 West 120th Avenue in Broomfield, 19028 Lincoln Avenue in Parker, and 205 East Eisenhower Boulevard in Loveland. For more information on United Healthcare Member Services, visit uhcwalgreens.com today. That's uhcwalgreens.com. All clinical and other resource center services provided at United Healthcare Walgreens locations are provided by employees or agents of United Healthcare Services, Inc. or one of its subsidiaries or affiliates, and such individuals are not employees or agents of Walgreens Company or any of its subsidiaries or affiliates.
So many people have told me about Orchard, and no wonder. It's the new way to sell. For example, Orchard makes you a cash offer for your home, and when your home sells for more, you keep the difference. No longer do you have to choose between an easy home sale or the best price for your home. Let me tell you about Rudy, a recent Orchard customer. Rudy's home sold on the market for $33,000 above his cash offer. Had he gone to a home buying company, he would have missed out on that extra money. But with Orchard, he got more cash at closing. Rudy's story isn't unique. 99 out of 100 Orchard customers sell on market for more than their cash offer. Getting started is easy. You go online and enter your address at orchard.com. Takes just a couple minutes and lets you skip home listing hassles. If you're thinking about selling or just curious what Orchard would pay for your home, get a no-cost, no-obligation offer at orchard.com. That's orchard.com.
It's the most expensive time of the year. With cartels deciding gifts that are making your cash disappear. It's the most expensive time of the year.
This is Brent Ivinson, 5-Deal Home Loans. Credit card balances won't be the only thing going up in the new year. Rates will rise as well. Don't miss out on your chance to save. 303-867-7000 or online, idealhomeloans.com.
The most expensive time of the year.
Dell Technologies' biggest business sale of the year has arrived. Step up your vision with top tech up to 45% off during their early access Black Friday event. Dell Technologies recommends Windows 11 Pro for business. Plus, get incredible savings on Windows 11 PCs, along with servers, monitors, and docks, all with free shipping. There's also special financing with Dell Business Credit. Get started by contacting your Dell Technologies advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL. 500,000 businesses connect using Zoom. A single platform for video, phone, chat, and conference rooms. Zoom enables real-time collaboration no matter where your teams are. Global enterprises trust the easy-to-use, reliable, and secure Zoom platform to power high-performance teams. Empower your workforce with Zoom. Save 15% on meetings, chat, and phone with a Zoom United bundle. Visit zoom.com/bundle. Zoom, how the world connects. If you use your voice a lot, you can actually create vocal trauma, damage to your
What, shaking bacons?
If you're struggling with your voice, talk to Dr. David Osborne.
Oh, man.
He will always look for
for non-surgical solutions first. And sometimes it's things as simple as sleeping with a humidifier in your room and not yelling as much. But Dr. David Opperman will figure out what is going wrong with your voice, and he will help you get your voice back. Make an appointment today at ColoradoVoiceClinic.com.
Afternoons 2 to 4. It's Leland Conway.
Well, I warned you that the Texas abortion law is a model for very bad legislation by lefties and guns. I'll have the details on the first law that will attack your gun rights. 630 KHOW, Denver's talk station.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Welcome to the show. We are going to take these calls quickly. Go ahead, Phil. What's going on with your basement floor? What's happening?
Hey, Tom.
Yes.
Let me get you off speakerphone.
Yeah, let's talk about your flooring. I want to try to get T in before the end of the show, too. So we may not be able to solve this problem, Phil, but we can get started on it. What's going on?
Well, I was just wondering if you would know. You probably had problems like this before people called in. My basement floor is heaving towards the floor drain. And my hot water heater and my furnace is down here. Well, I've been using the shop vac, taking up this stuff, and it's like a white powder form in the concrete. I don't know if that's a water damage.
It could be. It could be water that evaporated and the minerals are left behind. Is that what you need to know? Is the floor cracking?
Yeah, I see one place where it's heaved by the floor drain. It's probably about 3 inches up from the concrete by the floor drain, and there's a crack.
I think what's happening is water's getting there, drying up, and leaving minerals behind.
From the basement or from underneath the house?
It could be either or. You'd have to investigate it, and there are companies we can have you do that. Phil, I don't mean to cut you short. We can have an expert on. Suze, we can get Phil on tomorrow with an expert if he needs it. T, you're a nurse. You wanted to talk about the monoclonal antibody infusion. Go ahead.
Yes, thanks, Tom. I'm a big supporter. I've listened for many years.
Thank you.
Thank you for having Dr. Varma on. I called the National Infusion Center number that y'all gave out, and I wanted to thank you for giving that out. I just wanted to let you know that it's a screening service, and you would need a positive COVID test and a doctor's referral.
Okay. Listen, you're cutting in and out. So you need a positive test and a doctor's referral. Okay, her phone, yeah, that's what she said. Her phone is cutting out. Ted, K